Good evening to all the members who have joined for this webinar on IT, Power Query, and Power Pivot for Audit. Friends, this technology is presently required for us in terms of audit, and I'm sure our speaker for the day, CA Rathinagiri from Salem, from Sivakasi. Yeah, so from Sivakasi would explain us and take us through this process as to how it will be useful for us in terms of our profession. And in years to come, I think we have to focus more in terms of technology audit, using the technology for our audits. And I'm sure this session would be very interesting for all the members who have joined for this session. And before I request CA Rathinagiri to address all the members on this topic, it's my privilege to introduce Sri S. Rathinagiri. He's done his BCom from I.R. Nadar Janaki Ammal College for the period of 1990 to 93, and subsequently he did a couple of diploma courses at Arasan Ganeshan Polytechnic, and further to that he pursued his chartered accountancy and qualified in the year 1996. From then on, he is in full-time practice. He is qualified as DISA in 2001. He is a partner in a firm, Mr. Shanbogamurthy and Company, Sivakasi, and for more than 25-30 years, he is involved in technology and has been very actively involved in the software and app development. He has developed many business application software products like Pyrobase, Waresoft, XBRL, Fuelware, to name a few. One of the core team members and admin of hmgforum.com, an open source window API for ArborX-based language. He's been implementing ERPs and DSS and developed some Android apps and made available in Google Play Store. And with all this, definitely he's a faculty for Information Systems Audit course of ICAI, and also a faculty at the ITT and Advanced ITT batches of the CA students. He's been coaching CA students since 2002. On the personal front, his personal interests are 3D photography, writing Tamil poems, novels, and articles, and one more area is fractals. So I'm not sure what does fractal stand for. So I think C. Rathinagiri would explain that aspect of it. I'm sure this is a very interesting session, sir, and I was more interested in Power Pivot for audit, because in today's terms, in terms of audit, the documentation and the data is so much, and with the shortage of our article students, I think members only should be using technology to gain satisfaction in terms of audit, to get confidence on the client's documents and financial statements. I'm sure this will be a very interesting session for all of us to actively understand, participate, and I'm sure being a faculty, you have a lot of patience to answer all the queries also which members would be raising in the process of this session. I now request CAS Rathinagiri, member from Sivakasi, to address our members. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving a wonderful starting, a wonderful beginning for this entire program. So thank you very much for inviting me also as a faculty here. So good evening, everyone. So I'm so happy and proud to be here along with you. So to be along with these many chartered accountants to talk about something very burning topic today. So Power Query and Power Pivot for audit. So first of all, let me try to share my screen. Whether you are seeing my screen, please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I hope you are seeing my screen. So let me start with I have given the entire material. So I don't want to go into the entire material today because I have only 3 hours time. So with 3 hours time, I cannot talk about the entire subject by itself. I'm going to concentrate some part of it. So what is that part of it? Power Query and Power Pivot for audit. So today's program. So what is this Power Query? What is Power Pivot? And why it is very much important for our audit? So let me tell about it. So today's world is so dynamic, friends. So today's world is so dynamic, always changing. And this in this changing environment, our compliances and our analytics, so all of things are also really changing a lot. So it is so dynamic. Excel has become dynamic from the year 2019. So since 2019, Excel has become dynamic. Before that it was also dynamic, but from Excel 2019, it became dynamic array. So dynamic array concept in Excel has come. So that is a very important one. Then came from 2016 onwards, Power Query has also been included as an add-in. So Power Query was an add-in in Excel 2016 onwards. Then from 2019 onwards, Excel 2019 onwards, Power Query and Power Pivot have been included in the Excel. Okay, Power Query and Power Pivot, both of them are included. Okay, they are included. So don't worry, I will be sharing this file with you. So included in Excel. Okay. So today we are not even calling it as Excel. Today we call it as Microsoft 365. That's okay. So it's a product of maybe Excel only people are not buying. So it is about Microsoft 365. So that bundle is now having Power Query, Power Pivot, and also dynamic array concept. Okay. So hope you can see my system. In my system, you can see something called Power Pivot. I hope can we have some kind of chat also possible? How many people are seeing this in your system, friends? If you are having Excel in your hand, side by side, can you tell me how many people are seeing this Power Pivot in your system? If any response is coming, that's okay. Otherwise, I'll continue. Okay.
Yes, sir. You can see it in questions panel, sir. Yes, I have it. Yes, yes.
Very good. If many people are seeing it, that's very good. So Power Query is where is Power Query? Power Query is here. Okay, in the data area, this is called Power Query area. So this area is called Power Query, and Power Pivot we are having a separate area. So what is the purpose of this data Power Query and then data Power Pivot? So what is the difference? So let me tell with the maybe analog with the with the comparison with the cars. So before we had steering, now we are having power steering. So before we are having power windows, today we are having windows. Today we are having power window. Everything is automated. So now when we are using steering, a driver was required. Okay? Can you understand? A driver was required. But today, self-driven cars, for example, the owner himself becoming the driver. So that's what it is today. Okay? So think about the query and then pivot. So query was before that. Okay? Before we had SQL, structured query language, only developers can use this. Only developers can use this query, and then okay, whatever maybe the very complicated RDBMS concept, one to many, one to one. So maybe joins, inner join, left join, something like that. Okay, all these are used by developers only. So any kind of report we were depending on them. Okay, so anyway, today also we are depending, but not in a 100% dependence. Okay, we don't even require this. So query was there, but today we are having Power Query. Same way, pivot was there. Now we are having Power Pivot. So I have made a very big list of all the features of this Power Query, Power Pivot, and all. But anyway, so let me quickly and then maybe very important points. Let me tell about it. Okay? I have already shared the very big tree. It's a tree of entire data analytics. Okay? One PDF file, one PDF page. So or otherwise, you can see it by maybe the PowerPoint also. Okay, I have given the PowerPoint, but I don't want to show it. If I am showing this PowerPoint, it will take at least 3 hours. So I don't want to do it. But you can slowly go through it. Okay, entire tree, entire map. Okay, so let me open it and show it to you. But I don't want to go by it. So data analytics with Power BI. What is Power BI? Power Query plus Power Pivot is equal to Power BI. So it's a separate tool. But don't worry about it. Both these products are already included in Excel. So whatever written here can be used in our audit also. Anyway, so I am giving this PowerPoint slideshow. It is having some 32 slides, but it's not about that. It's only this particular tree mind map. This particular mind map I have shared it with you. Okay? So you can slowly go through it. It's a wonderful way of expressing the entire topic in a single PDF page. Okay? I have given it. Anyway, friends, so it is starting from something like database concepts, and then going for OLAP, and then business intelligence, and audit point of view also. As I have told you, Excel and business have become dynamic. So now I want to do automating the audit. Okay, before that we were learning about the computer-aided audit tools, CAT. Okay, so computer-aided audit tools. But today we are having automated audit tools. What is the concept of automated audit? Whether it is possible, whether audit can be done automatically. So whether audit is required or not, definitely audit is required for making the decisions. But whether we can go for 100% verification, whether it is possible. Okay. So this also we can try. Whether 100% verification of data is possible, automated audit possible, whether audit can be done for Excel itself, okay, by using Excel. Only by using Excel. So that's the next question. Whether we can do all this, whether we can do automated audit, whether we can go for 100% verification, whether we can do the audit only by using Excel. Now all the questions can be answered as yes. So all these questions can be answered as yes if we properly use the entire tools. Okay. So now we have to understand about the dynamism of Excel. Okay, starting from dynamic array. Example, how many of you have used sequence, sort, filter, unique, XLOOKUP, so let, so lambda, these functions. Okay. If you have known and started using these functions, then we can say that you are using dynamic array concept. Because many chartered accountants, they are not even, see, I have met so many chartered accountants here, even young chartered accountants, they have not even known about this concept. Okay? So that's why I think our SIRC can have a separate seminar for Office 365 alone. Okay? So that many options are available. For example, one particular example, let me tell you, and then we can go on. Okay? So because dynamic array is very, very important. Suppose I want a multiplication table of 6, then I am writing a formula like this. Please see this, equal to sequence of 6. So equal to sequence of 6. And here I am, sorry. So let us say equal to sequence of 1 column, comma 1 row, comma 6 columns. Now I have created 1 to 6. Can you see this? I am writing a formula equal to this hash into this hash. Try to see. Now 6 by 6 multiplication table is over. If I want it 10 by 10, I'm having 10 by 10. If I want 3 by 3, 3 by 3. If I want 100 by 100, 100 by 100 multiplication table is ready. So if I want for 10 months EMI, I can do it for 10 months. If I go for 24 months, I can go for 24 months. So such a kind of dynamism, okay, it has been created by the Excel. So that's why, friends, such a kind of easiness also been given. Okay, so try to learn about these concepts anyway. If you are utilizing Excel to the fullest extent, definitely you can be sure that you can go for 100% verification and you can do the audit automatically. So let us go into it. So first of all, let me show you about this. Why we cannot use the usual Excel? Why should we go for Power Pivot? Okay, what is the need for it? What is the need for Power Query or Power Pivot? So what is the need? The need is Excel, general Excel is having some limitations. So what are the limitations? I hope you may be remembering. Number one, 10,48,576 rows only. This is a main limitation. More than that, we cannot import the data. So when we have huge data, maybe with 1 lakh records, even 1 lakh records, and do a VLOOKUP, so Excel becomes very slow. Okay, Excel is already slow. What is the reason? The reason is Excel is not a data crunching tool. Okay, it's not an. It's only an analytical tool. Okay, it's only an analytical tool and not prepared and not designed for the purpose of handling such kind of data. Such kind of data. So then what we can do? So Excel is just an analytical tool and not designed for the purpose of handling such a kind of huge data. So in if you go to any bank, if you go for a concurrent audit or any bank, one day transaction will be more than maybe 1 year transaction, 1 month transaction will be definitely more than 10 lakhs. So then how will you do the audit? So how will you verify the entire records? So I cannot bring the entire data into Excel first. And even then if I bring the data into Excel, it becomes very slow. So that is why first of all, we have to do away the usual way of doing the audit using Excel. So let me tell about what are we going to do with the Excel as an audit tool. So Excel as an audit tool, if you are thinking about it. So what are the things we can do? Number one, first of all, we can use the any kind of classifying the data. So classifying the data, then summarizing the data. So any kind of summarizing the data. So summary in the sense, I can find out that are totally 11 items. I hope you can understand. Sum, count, maybe average, minimum, maximum. So all of them are what? Standard deviation. All these are very, very important for our audit purposes to take some decision. Okay, sampling also. So maybe sampling, let us take it later. Okay, summarizing, and then we go for various kinds of analysis. So various analysis. For example, I can go for gap detection. So in other words, missing numbers, and then duplicate. Okay, so duplicate finding. Not only in vouchers, I can do it in the master data. Okay, master data management. So think about Shanti. Okay, some people have written Shanti, and another master may be with Shanti, and another may be Sri Shanti. So something like that. Okay, Sri Shanti. So all of them are entirely different in the case of computers. But how can you find the duplicate? Okay? So this is another important challenge that we are facing. So then aging, Benford's law for maybe an indicator. Okay, Benford's law for finding some frauds. And then I want to apply maybe relative size factors, RSF. So something like that. We can go for any kind of analysis by using Excel because we already have Excel along with Power Pivot, along with Power maybe query. We can harness the power of Excel and also Power Query and Power Pivot. Okay, so that's the purpose of it. Okay? So various kinds of analysis we are doing. Whether any kind of audit documentation, whether I can do it. Okay? And then number 5, using analysis tool pack. So analysis tool pack, even though it is not along with pivot, so let me tell about it also. Okay, sampling. So analysis tool pack, sampling technology, and then random number generation, various random sampling techniques we can use it. So we can go for even pivot table. Okay, for any correlation analysis, correlation, trend, and then regression. So some kind of statistical analysis, and then we can go for confirmatory. So we want to confirm whether the fraud is there, or I want to confirm what about the trend of this particular fraud or maybe customer spending pattern. So many things I want to find the trend. Okay. So how I can do it? Okay. Whether we can do it using Excel along with the Power Pivot, along with the Power Query. So now, as I have told you, how we can do away with the problem of 10,48,576 rows only. So how can I get even crores of records? How can I connect with maybe SAP? Okay, how I want to connect with SAP? How can I get the data from Tally ODBC? So something like that. People are very much interested to get the data from different sources. Our clients are having different applications also. Not all the clients have implemented ERP. So even if you are implementing ERP, you are having many applications. Okay, so I want to get the data from different applications and then try to take some decisions. Okay, so that's the next thing. I want to go for data integrity. As I have given this particular picture, you see this. These are all the various features of a database. Okay, so database concepts: integrity, consistency, availability, security, data independence, accessibility, compactness, scalability, mobility, adaptability. So all these are very much important features of database. So whether these databases are very much important for us, yes. So I want the data integrity, completeness of data, consistency also, flexibility to take the data from anywhere. And I want to apply all this: classifying, sorting, aggregating, summarizing, reporting, analyzing, optimizing the data, transforming the data, okay, modeling the data. So like this, I want to go for business intelligence. So in the business intelligence and WOLAP, okay, so the concept of WOLAP can be compared with the concurrent audit. So as the transaction happens, I want to find the maybe the whatever may be the result. Okay, online analytical processing. Okay, online analytical processing can be compared with the maybe concurrent audit. So whether we can have a dashboard, okay, audit dashboard, whether we can create like this, is it possible? Definitely it is possible for the auditor to prepare a dashboard. As and when the data is updated, I can see some red figures, okay, red flags. Immediately we can get it. Okay, such a kind of tool today we are having. So that is why, since the data is becoming dynamic, Excel is also becoming dynamic. Power Query, Power Pivot is the de facto tool that we have to use it. Anyway, so I'm not going to take much time in the introduction. So let us go for Power Query and then Power Pivot. What is it? So Power Query is used for ETL. Okay, so extract, transform, and load. So we have extract, transform, and load. Extract from different sources. So I've given it here. So ETL stands for what? Extract. I'll be getting it. So I've given the various limitations of Excel and what is the advantage of Power Tools. So I've given this. Okay, so try to use this. Anyway, so 100% Power Tools for CS. What is the advantage? So 100% verification of data is possible. Querying from the raw data source. Think about the Satyam scam where Ramalingam Raju was keeping two servers. One server for the real data, another server for some fraudulent data. Putting together, he has given the data to the auditor. So querying from raw and then data sources, I want to get from the data source itself. I don't want to get the data as a report and then do the audit. I want to get the data from the source itself and understanding the entire audit trail. Okay, so text analytics, before it was not possible, but today it is possible. Natural query processing, today it is possible. Finding hidden parameters and then hidden patterns like fraud in data possible. So, and then machine learning possibilities, starting point for RPA. So robotic process automation, whether we can do it from using the Power Tools. So standardizing the entire process. These are very, very important. This should be coming as the first one. So we can standardize the entire process for an audit for a client and then make use of it. So that's the purpose. Okay. Which one is not clear, sir? I think somebody was telling Thomas, sir. Okay. My voice is breaking. Is it breaking, friends? Even today?
No, sir.
Even now?
No, sir. No, it's fine here, sir. Actually, there's no break. Maybe that the connectivity from SIRC end might be the issue. Your voice is clear only, sir. There is no issue.
Okay, sir. Because I have some high speed only, so that's why. Anyway.
Yeah,
so
here it is fine, sir. You can continue.
Okay. I'll continue. Yes. Any kind of question, you please put it in the question box. Let me see. And we can see the standardizing the entire process. That is a very important one. Okay. For one client, I can standardize the process, and that can be used in many places. For example, Form 26AS, I try to import, and then we can use it for n number of times. So one client I'm trying, and I can use it for many clients. So that is also possible. So making use of modern visualizations. This is very, very important. See, we go to visualize the data. For example, we are having so many new charts available today. Example, we can go for box and whisker, waterfall model, key influencer, KPI, so ribbon. So many new tools are available. Visualization is available. Let me quickly tell about that also, if time permits. So making use of the modern visualization, spending precious time on audit. This is also very important. Okay. So instead of extraction, cleansing, and then transformation of data, so we can spend our precious time on audit itself. Okay. That's a very another important feature, important advantage we are having with the Power Tool. But what are the limitations? Okay, limitations also available. So not suitable for more individual calculation. Okay, if you are having a individual flexible calculations, for that this is not required. Okay, maybe may not be required. For that we are having Excel. For 10 lakh records, for 20,000 records, if I want to go for it, that is where we are using the Power Tools. So for simple calculations, we can still use Excel. Okay, not suitable for more individual calculations. When more number of columns are added, memory and processing problems. See, for your kind information, minimum 16 MB or minimum 16 GB, sorry. So if we are having minimum 16 GB RAM, that is good. Okay, so 16 GB RAM, that is optimum, okay, for maybe Power Tools. If you have 32 GB, that's well and good. But otherwise, 16 GB RAM is minimum. If it is available, it's okay. But in my system, I'm having only 8 GB. In another system, I have some 32 GB. That's good. Okay. So keep some kind of RAM here. Otherwise, you'll be having the memory problem. But it'll be slow. That's all. Okay. It's not breaking, but it's slow. And we have to learn a lot. Okay. That's also another problem. Okay. Steep learning curve. Why I'm saying this? Because in Power Query, we are having something called M language. And in Power Pivot, we are having something called DAX language. Okay? So both of them are entirely new. So it is not that easy to just like that learn. But the benefits, once you are learning, so useful. Okay. So in my humble opinion, every chartered accountant article student must be knowing this M language and DAX language. Chartered accountant also must know, but article clerks and our office staff definitely should know it. Okay. See whether the auditor knows or not, but Power Query M language should be known to the article clerks. Okay. So if there is a seminar exclusively for audit clerks or maybe audit assistants, there we go to talk about the Power Query, and then for auditors we can talk about the Power Pivot. Let me quickly go through the M language also. M language stands for data mashup language. Data mashup. I want to prepare the data in a better way. So DAX stands for data analysis expression language. Anyway, so now let us enter into this Power Query concept: extract, transform, and then load. I hope now is the time for even going for a small demo here. So I want to extract the data from any source. Any source here. So let me show you. There are so many kinds of maybe this Power Query. Just extract the data from different sources. Yes. Extract, transform, and loading. Power Query is used for these many purposes. So Power Pivot is used for this purposes. Okay. So I have given it in the entire thing, but I want to show you some of the important concepts. Okay. So extracting, transforming, and loading. So let me show you how we can do it. So I have given it in the materials. So sample data. If you go to the sample data, we are having Excel files, JSON file, PDF file, text file, CSV file. So many kinds of files are available. For example, I can show you purchase.txt or form 26AS. So if you want, we can go through form 26AS. How we are making such a kind of complicated text file to a very simple data. Okay, this is the sample form 26AS we are seeing. So from this complicated form 26AS, how we can get the data, extract the data. So this is a very important thing. Okay, our client has given data from form 26AS. Should we need SSD? Yes, sir. Definitely. If we are using SSD and also even NAND, NAND, so latest drives, if you are using hard disk is very slow. So try to update and upgrade your systems, because we try to update the software but not the hardware. Try to update the hardware also. Arkumar sir's question is very, very important. So try to update the systems. Anyway, it's not costly also. Okay, Antmar Sundaraman. Okay, Antmar Sundaraman. Anyway, so let us go through this form 26AS. So if you are following, you can also do that side by side, or otherwise I will be showing you. Okay, so it's a form 26AS. Actually, what is this kind of text? So text can be of many types. Okay, most of the time we are getting the data from text. Why? So why text? Because text is uniform. Text is universal. So universal format, any software, any language, any device can open the text. So that's why people are using text. So text is having so many evolution. For example, PRN text, CSV text, and then XML text. Now we are using JSON text. So JSON XML, what is the advantage? The advantage is table of tables. So here also we are using table of tables. Whereas in the case of CSV, we are having only one table, table of data. So one table only. PRN is also only one table. So sometimes government department or sometimes even banks try to give the data table of tables in CSV format. Okay, so table of tables, they are actually complicating the things. Instead of giving in XML or JSON format or even in Excel format, people are not giving it in Excel format. Okay, because why people are not using Excel? Because Excel is having so much of metadata. So it is not only having the data, it is about metadata. So data about data is also been included. What is the font name, font size, so whether it is having some formula and all. So that's why it is so the bulky, the data becomes bulk. If you have huge data, then it is again adding the size of the file. So that is why text files can be easily imported by any system. But anyway, when we are having some advantage, at the same time we are having disadvantage also. So in the case of CSV or PRN file, so let me show you an example of PRN also. This is a PRN file. Okay. So hope you can see this. This is a PRN file which is containing only what? Columnar basis. Okay, fixed column size, page number 1, page number 2, page number 3, something like that. It's a printer file. So, but it's a dot matrix printer file. But this one is a delimited or comma separated value, some kind of CSV or any special character. Here you can see it is being segregated by a caret symbol. So I think let me try to see the question here. Many people have answered it. Okay. While getting data from PDF files through get data, all tables do not get loaded. How does one address the issue? Okay, so let me import a PDF file also, sir. I think for Niranjan Prasad, are you ready, sir? We can import a PDF file also, and then please show an example of finding duplicate invoice in GST bill. Definitely, sir. Okay, let us see that. So one by one, let us go through whether we can go through this form 26AS first. So let me quickly make a demo how we can bring the data from form 26AS into an usable format. So actually it is a table of tables, but let me go to Excel here. I'm going for a new file. So it is only a demo. Okay, you can also try to do it side by side. So now I am going to Excel, go to data, PDF file with password. Yes, it is possible, sir. PDF file with password also it is possible. Okay. So there is a simple query. So let me show you. So Power Query for PDF with password. Power Query PDF with password. If you are searching, then people will be giving so many Power Queries. Okay. Power Query PDF Connect is also available. Connect to a PDF from Power Query desktop. It is possible. Or we can have a simple Power Query also. Okay. So there is a via a Power Query. So simple Power Queries are available. So let me try to show it to you. I think people will be sharing it. Anyway, let me try to share it maybe to our SIRC. So this particular query, it's a very simple query only. So let me share it. Don't worry about it. We can open Power PDF file with the password, not a problem. Okay, so now let me again go here. So I want to go to data, get data from text or CSV. Form 26AS is nothing but a text file. So let me bring it. Okay, Form 26AS in a text file. So I click the from text or CSV. Now, as you can see, it is connecting to .NET framework. Okay, so entire Power Query, Power Pivot is been written by using .NET. So let me go to this particular folder where I can go for audit under Excel and then sample data. So this is the sample text file. So we are having form 26 AS here. Let me just import it. So once I press import, sure sir, sure Deepak. So I hope now you can see my Power Query window. So here it is saying it is a text file. So shall I import it? Okay. Don't say load. I want to transform. So extracting is okay. ETL, extract, transform, and then load. Okay. So let me get to transform the data. Once I click the transform data, so we are getting the entire text file in a single column. Okay. Like our Excel. Okay. So if you are already using Excel text to columns, it is just like the same, but automation. That's what it is. Okay. So let me tell about the Excel Power Query. It is a workflow model. It's a workflow model. It's only design. Now we are making only a design, prototyping. So we can call it as a prototyping. So once you have completed the prototyping for form 26 AS, the same query can be used again and again for any form 26 AS, like our Excel formula. Okay. So now in this case, I can see that form 26 AS, first few lines are only deductive details. Then comes deductor details, name of the deductor, and then what are the TDS deducted and all, okay, deducted details. So deductor details in the bottom and deductive details in the top. So I'm going to do what? I'm going to remove the first two lines. I don't even require the first two lines. So what I'm doing, there are so many options. So first one is home, transform, add column, and then view. 4 tabs are there. First column is used for table data. So if you are doing the operation for the entire table, applying the entire operation for the table itself, then we can use the home. If I want to apply for a column, then transform a column or multiple columns. If I want to add a new column, then we are using add a column. So if I want to view the query settings and then the formula bar and all, then we can use it. Okay. Column quality. For example, if I remove the column quality, it goes. If I want to view the column quality, I can see there are valid 82% and then empty is 18%. So 18% rows may be empty. So these are all the empty lines. That's what system says. And valid data is also available 82%. There is no error. That's also you are saying. Anyway, so this entire query is being executed, no coding. So that is the concept of Power Query. So Power Query means what? No coding. So let me tell like that also. So Power Query is equal to no coding. Let me copy it maybe later to the Excel. So Power Query is no coding entirely, or I can say like this, 95% we can do with the graphical user interface itself. Only, so we need not know about the M language. We need not know about the M language. So we can just like that use this no coding concept. Okay. Yes. So let me go to there. I don't even use any coding today. Okay. I'm going to use only maybe our Power Query itself. So please see this. I want to remove the top 2 rows. So it's a one-time exercise I'm doing. From the next month onwards, if the client gives me form 26 days, I can use it. Okay. So how to? I want to apply for the entire table. So I'm going to the home. I want to remove the top 2 rows. Okay. How we can remove top rows, bottom rows, alternate rows? So many things are available. Okay. I want to remove the top rows. Top 2 rows we don't want. So once you have seen the result, then you can see, oh my God, such a complicated text file. Now it has become a very simple table. Okay. So table of tables using CSV, a complicated text file. Okay. Now they have complicated, but now we can make it as a flatten the table. Entire table, let me try to flatten. Okay. So now what I am doing, I have removed the first 2 lines. Using that as a reference, okay, let us create a new query. So that is being made as a reference. Let me name it as deductive details. So as you can see it, the entire formula is referring to form 26 AS query. So in the case of Excel, Excel is used formulas for the Excel is used to create values for formulas from values. From some values, we have created another value using the formulas. Values using formulas from other values. But whereas in the case of Power Query formula is used to create tables from tables. So from one table to another table, something like that. Okay. So query is used for tables. So here you can use it, but since it is Power Query, we don't use any complicated coding. It's very simple. Let me go here. First two lines are having deductive details, then other things are not even having deductive details. So then what I can do? I want to keep only 2 rows. So can you understand? So first of all, I have removed the top rows. Now I am keeping only 2 rows. This is deductive details. So the deductive details only I want now first. So here this particular query is being executed. Table first n numbers from the source. I want only 2. So if I go to the right hand side, you can see the applied steps. See, if I want to go to the source, I can go to the source again. If I want to come back, I can come back. I can go to the original query also. Okay. This query is also having source and then prototyping. So entirely it is prototyping. Nothing is executed. So let us go to the deductive details. Only when you load the data, it is executed. So now we are only designing. Okay. People may be asking control Z. Where is the control Z, sir? There is no concept of undo, but since it is only designing, you can just click the last thing. If I don't want it, I can click it here. Hope you can understand. So if I want to go to the previous step, I can just click the ear icon. So there are so many things. ABC is a small button, and this is also a small button. This one is a small button. This one is a small button. These 4 buttons are very much useful along with the right clicking. So right clicking at the header, you are getting so many options. Okay. Anyway, friends, so this button is very much useful. Keep undo. Okay. If I want to undo, I can click here. If I want to maybe modify, for example, instead of 3 rows, I have made, or instead of 2 rows, I have entered 4 rows. Then I can modify. So once I click it, again I get the same window. I can modify 2 rows or 4 rows. After getting it, I want to make the deductive details better. So go to transform. I want to transform this data into split the column. I want to split the column by so many things. This is delimiter, number of characters, positions, lowercase to uppercase. Anyway, you can split it. So each and every button is having so many features, friends. Okay, that's why I'm telling you, in one day we cannot learn everything. So I'm just giving a demo. You also try it. During the course, you will be learning a lot of things. Okay. Anyway, so I want to split this column into so many columns. So please see this. So I have selected this. Go to split the column by delimiter. System automatically takes caret as the delimiter. That itself is great. So caret as the delimiter, and each occurrence of the delimiter I want to break, and whether I want the rows or columns. So many options are available. Anyway, so system says there are 13 columns. Let us say okay. Now the system has split the entire data into like this, deductive details. So for example, file creation date, permanent account number, current status of the PAN. So all of these things are given. But I want to see it as a record instead of an entire one line of table, because deductive details only one deductive detail. So I want it as a record. How to make it? Just a transpose. See the data. So totally deductive details as a record. Now we are seeing. Okay. When it is created, what is the account number, what is the name of the SSE, all these things you are seeing here, address and all. Now let us go to deductor details. Any doubt on this, friends? Any doubts? Are you following? You are following. If you want any question, you can ask. So deductive details we have created. So deductor details. See this data, friends. So much of complicated text file. Now we have created just like that the deductive details with just a click of 2 buttons. That is the power of Power Query. Now let us go to deductive details. So sorry, deductor details. Let us see. So again, make right click, make a reference. Is there any questions? Okay. So let me continue. So here I am making it as deductor details. Yes, sir, we can do it. Okay. Saravananda is asking one question about the example of Excel files. Yes, we can have, not a problem. I'm having the sample data. So the sample data, any of this, if you want, you can tell about it. Otherwise, you can also tell about the sample files. Okay? Any sample. So detector details, detective details. So let us go for detector details. This is an example of extracting the data from different sources. So now I don't want to use this maybe 3 or 4 lines. Okay. So first line, second line, third line, fourth line. Until the last until the 4 lines, I don't even want. And the balance is the detector details. So let us go for, again go to home. I want to remove the top 4 lines. So I'm seeing top 4 lines I want to remove. So now I am getting only the detector details, name of the detector, and then TAN number of the detector, what is the total amount paid, something like this. So let me go to, so this is not a classroom structure. Okay, this is only a seminar. I want to make a demo. If you are following, that's good. Not a problem. If you are not following, go through the recorded session and then try it. Okay. So I'll be giving my contact phone number and all. If you want, you can contact me anytime. So with regard to in the WhatsApp also, you can ask me. So detector details. So here again I want to make what? Split the column by delimiter, okay, which is nothing but our symbol, caret symbol. Once I press OK, hope you can see this. Okay. So serial number, name of the detector, TAN number of the detector, like that it comes. That's good. But I can see the table of tables here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inside the 1 we are having 1, 2, 3. So inside the 2 we are having 1, 2, 3. Hope you can understand. And this is the data of what? Detector 1, detector 2, detector 3. So it is nothing but one too many. So one detector having many records. And then one detector. Yes, we can go for advanced Excel classes also. Let us see, sir. Let us see. Okay. We have to go for another seminar. Okay. Advanced Excel itself, because Office 365 is having so many features. Okay. So one to many. So we can have the one to many here. So one to many, one to many, one to many. So I want to create a table of tables into a flattened table for analysis. Okay. We have to make the entire table in a single sheet. That will be better. Okay. So that way we can find out, is there any kind of analysis. Okay. Okay, let me tell about it. Arun Kumar is asking one question, but let me first of all finish it. Let me come to the questions. So here I want the individual data, individual person's data. I want PM hotels in the every row. Signet hotel every, Signet Infotech every row. So CRA Limited every row. Material could not be downloaded through this link. Anybody else? Can you confirm? I think people can download it. Please confirm, friends, whether you are getting the material. I hope you can download the materials. So there are two. One is sample data, another one is material. No means what? You can't download it. Okay. Can be downloaded. Okay. So I am able to download both. Thank you. Thank you for confirming. So Lata, please do it again. Okay. Try it again. So you'll be definitely getting it. Otherwise, I'll give another link also. Antivirus protection. Okay. But it is only a OneDrive link. It is a Microsoft OneDrive link. So PM hotels, Signet Infotech, I want it in every row. So how I am doing it, please see here. How it is so simple to see that. Okay. Okay, in the beginning itself. So anybody else wants to share your screen, friends? Sir, I want to share my screen so that you can help me. Like that also we can do, because I can help you, okay, if you want. Okay, so I'm keeping it the things open. Otherwise, you please go through this video slowly. So if you want, where are you actually, Mugundan? Do you want to follow me? If you want to follow me, you can definitely use it. Okay. In Google Drive. Yes, I'll upload in Google Drive and then send it to you. Okay. I think Selva sir can take it to the task. I think you can download and
Tell me,
upload
sir,
it.
sorry. Sorry, sir.
Can you upload Google Drive and give the link, sir?
Which, sir? The material, sir? Okay. I've already given the sample data as a Google Drive link only. I'll just give this material as a Google Drive link again.
Okay, okay. Saravana, can you download in Google Drive? Sample data have you downloaded? Saranya. I hope Saranya has downloaded in Google Drive. Sample data? No. Sample data also she couldn't download. Okay. Okay, you can do it. Okay. The link is available already. Okay, so let me otherwise let me put it here in the chat box. It's already there. Aishwarya, can you get it? Okay, this is the link for download. Okay, so okay, you can do it. Okay, so let me again go here. So Form 26AS text file. If you are having your own Form 26AS text file, also you can do it. Not a problem. Okay, this is not the it is a universal sample file only. Any Form 26AS, it is okay. Okay, so now let me go to directory details and then directory details we have done using 3 steps. I hope so. Okay, can you see this? Source file, kept only few rows, and then split the column, and then transpose the entire data. So now you have got what? The entire record as a record. Okay, so not a table, it's as a record. Now let us go to the directory details. In the directory details, it's only a table of tables. But I want to make it as a flattened table. So how to do it? Let me quickly go through it. So here I want to first of all make the column heading. Okay, the column to be as a heading. So what I want to do is I'll be going to transform, use the first row as headers. Okay, the first row can be made as a header. So let me make it as header. Now automatically the header, serial number, name of the detector, TAN number of the detector, all of them was made as a header. And here you are saying 1 instead of that, it becomes null. So 1, everything is converted to number. So null is nothing but a special value where nothing is there. So 0 is different from null. So null means nothing, empty. 0 means there is a value. Okay, 0 is a value. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 in between we are having null. So where and all we are having 1, we are having the data of the name of the detector. Can you see this, friends? So as you can see that where and all we are having number 1, 2, 3. We are having the data of the detector. So let me get the data separately. How I want to get it as a separate column? Please see this. I am going to add a column which is conditional column. So I want to apply some condition and get the data. So go for conditional column. So in the conditional column, see friends, think about it. If it is manually you are doing, what will you do? All the things are available as a button. So try to slowly go through, you will definitely get it. Okay, no doubt about it. Okay? So, but it is a steep learning curve. So, but we need practice. Maybe you can take some 20 minutes every day, 10 to 20 minutes. Take any complicated file, try it yourself. Okay, slowly you do it. Definitely you can do it. So there are so many options available in the top. Manually, what will you do? Think about it. Okay, so if you don't have any logic or maybe how to start, where to start, don't worry. Manually, what will you do? If you are given manual, in a manual sheet, if they are given, what will you do? So for example, please see here what I will do. See, I can see that PM Hotel, Signet, CRI, all these are available only when there is a number, okay, 1, 2, 3. So according to the condition, I want to add a column. So PM, Signet, something like that. Please see this. Once I have done that, I hope you can understand. Go to add a column, conditional column. What is the condition I am making? So as I have told you, there in Excel, we are using if condition for a value, but here we are using if condition for an entire column. So if the column serial number does not equal null, I am saying. So if the serial number doesn't equal null, then I want the entire column itself. So which column I want? I want the name of the detector. So instead of entering a value, I can enter a value also, something X or Y, but I don't want to get the X. I want to get the value from the data itself. So select a column. Which column? Name of the detector. Otherwise, else I want only null. So please see this. From the, if the serial number is more than 1 or maybe 1 or 2, it is not null, then I want this data. Otherwise, it is only null. So please see here. Once I press OK, you are getting the entire data as what? Can you see this? So PM Hotel Limited, Signet, Cry. So all these are coming out like a column. So I have added as a separate column only the headings. Then I want to get the TAN number also like the same way. So let me go for again the TAN number also. Let me go to add a column, same conditional column. According to my own condition, it is adding. Okay. So I want to go for, let it be the column heading. Anything can be a column heading. So let me go for serial number. If the serial number doesn't equal null, then I want a column which is the TAN number of the detector. So name of the detector, TAN number of the detector. These two only I want. So else I want it as null. Any value I can enter. So here also I can select a column. If this is that column, I will select this. Otherwise that column. So such a kind of very wonderful tool it is. I can apply for the entire column and adding a new column. So now I am adding a TAN number of the detector. Hope you can see the both. So one side we are having the name of the detector. Another side we are having the column number is the TAN number of the detector. So see the beauty now. See the magic. I select these two columns. Wherever there is null, I want to fill. So please see this. Go to transform, fill down. That's all, friends. PM Limited has been filled up everywhere. Signet is also filled up everywhere. CRA is also filled up everywhere. So we got the data in all the lines. Once I have got in all the lines, then we don't even require the heading. Can you understand? So now I don't even require the heading itself. So in this case, what I will do, first column itself, I can filter. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't even require because we have taken the data of the name of the detector, TAN number of the detector. Then I don't require this. So can you understand? So that is why what I am doing, I am removing except null, everything I don't require. So can you understand, friends? I hope you can understand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is having the heading. Since we have taken the heading, we don't even require this entire rows. So now once I filter like Excel, we are having only the table now. So the data. So in this data, let me remove this null. Okay, only null is there. Why should I need this? So right click, remove. Now we are having the data along with some heading also. Okay, serial number and all. So now what I want to do, let us remove the serial number and all. Okay, so wherever serial number and null are there, I want to remove. Select the name of the detector and let us remove the null and serial number. Now we have only data. Hope you can understand this. Such a wonderful tool, friends. Now we have got the name of the detector, serial number, TAN number of the detector. So detector details. If I want the entire heading proper, then what we are doing is, let us remove the, let us just change our strategy. Instead of saying first row as the headers, let us say headers as the first row. Now column 1, column 2 has come. Now let us remove this particular name of the detector also. Now I can give the column name myself. Okay, whatever may be the column name. One time only we are giving. For example, I can say serial number, and then this can be named as section. So this can be data booking or whatever it is, the booking date. So here I can say some status. This is nothing but the again date of payment. So this is nothing but TDS tax. Sorry, amount, total amount paid, and this is the TDS paid. And this can be named as TDS paid. Okay, TDS detector, TDS paid. That's all. Okay, we have got the name of the detector and TAN number. Okay, detector name and TAN number of the detector, PA. So let us remove this column which is not having anything. Okay, right click, remove. I can move the name of the detector and TAN to the beginning. Okay, right click, move to beginning. So now we have the data like this. Okay, name of the detector, TAN number, serial number, section, booking date, status, and all. So detective details, detector details. Both the tables they have extracted from Form 26AS properly. One time only we are doing. Yes. See, in the case of Excel, once we remove this filter or maybe the delete the filter column, then the entire row will be deleted. But here it is not so. maybe the original filter will be retained, or maybe the entire rows will be retained. But here it is not so, sir. Once you have filtered, it's filtered. That's all. You can remove that column also, not a problem. Somebody is asking, can we say removing a filter for null? Is it same like in Excel, or here it removes permanently? It removes permanently, sir. It removes permanently the entire column. So here we have deductive details and then deductor details. Now, next what I am going to do, I want to make a summary. Okay, so right click, make a reference. Okay, I'm making the reference from the previous query. So this particular query is referring that query. Whenever this query is changing, this query will also change. Whenever form 26A changes, this query will change. So that's a really wonderful beauty. So now let us go for what? This can be named as summary. Okay, so TDS summary. Here by this way we are automating the entire audit. Can you understand? See, once you give the data, entire summary, everything will be over. Okay. So now let me go for TDS summary. How to make a summary? Deductor name and TAN number. Both of them I want to make a summary. Okay. So right click, make your own summary here, group by. So group by is nothing but summary. I want to make a summary here. I want to say total amount. So total, I want this sum. Where is the sum? Sum is nothing but my amount. Add aggregation. And then I want to add another aggregation, which is TDS deducted. So TDS deducted is also sum. So I want to sum this TDS deducted and then TDS paid also, or deposited. So let us say amount, sum, amount, TDS paid. I want to make a count also. So transaction count. How many times every person has got the deduction. Okay. So let us say count rows, it's okay. Once I press OK, I got the okay. So why it is giving me an error? Because it is treated as text. Let us go to the deductor details. I want to convert this to number. Can you see this? So that's what we are getting the error. So now let us make to this one is a date. Okay, let us make it as booking date as a date, and let us make this also as a date. So it is left aligned. Once I make it as a date, it becomes right aligned. How to make the date? So click this small button and make it as a date. So now it has become date here. So let us convert this to amount. Okay, let us make it as a currency, and let us make this also currency, and this one also currency. Once I have made in this query proper, then this query is give me the data. Can you understand? Such a beautiful one. So let us say this is also currency, this is also currency. One time only you have to do it. Since we have referred it, at that time it was only text. Now can you see this? Summary I have, deductor details I have, deductive details I have. Once I have transformed the data like this, I can load the data. So extract, transform, and then load. So we have extracted, we have transformed the data in the proper manner. Now let us try to load the data. How to load the data? File, close and load to. So don't use the close and load. If you are using close and load, the entire data will be loaded. I don't want form 26AS, which is containing some junk data. Okay, I want to load only the deductive details, deductor details, TDS summary. So let me go to file, close and load to. I will tell which one to load. Okay, so first time only you have to tell this. From the next time onwards, even if you press close and load, it will do. So close and load to. Now again it has come to Excel, and you can see where do you want to load. I want to say only create a connection. Don't load anything. Only let me tell whenever I require, I will load. This is what I'm telling. 10 lakh records or 1 crore records will not be loaded at all. Only the exceptional report, only when those reports you want to show, that only will be included. Other things are loaded to a data model. So let me tell about the data model also. So it is only creating a connection to the entire data. Until now, data is not imported. Until now, nothing is executed. Until now, it is only a design. Okay, that you have made as a design. Okay. Anyway, so somebody has put it in the chat. Something. Okay. So anyway, I'm not seeing the chat here. Okay. So this is nothing but Is the data model in cloud from which connection is established? No, sir. Data model can be either in cloud or in Excel, not a problem. Okay. So now let me tell about the loading. So import the data. I want to create only a connection to the query. Once I press OK, you get the entire queries here. All the three queries are here. Form 26AS, connection only. Detective details, connection only. Detector details, connection. TDS summary, connection. Let us import the data now. Load the data. So right click the detective details. I want to load. So load to. Load to where? Load to a table by creating a new worksheet. Usually we do this. So a table to a new worksheet. Once I press OK, you are getting the detective details as a table. So usually our tables are in blue color, but in this case it is green color. Why it is green color? So let me tell about it. Green color tables in Excel are getting data from outside by default. Okay. So green color table get data from external source. Blue color tables get data from internal sources. See, for example, if I am creating a table like this, row, roll number, name, mark. So let us say 1, 2, 3. Roll number is Giri, Raja, Ramesh, and then mark can be 45, 56, 45, 70, something like this. If I press Ctrl T as a table, now can you see it in blue color? So this is nothing but data from internal source here itself. But this particular data is coming from where? Coming from external source. As you can see, if you go to table design, some button called unlink. So disconnect this table from the server. Where is the server? There is no server. Your system becomes the server. Okay. So now this particular data is coming from Power Query. 13 rows are loaded. Okay, detective details. Let us go for detector details. Right click, make a load, and then go to maybe table with a new worksheet. Once I press OK. Now this becomes the entire detector details along with the date, amount, TDS paid, TDS, all these things are come. If I want a summary, we can go to summary also, load to a summary. Such a complicated file now we have made like this. Let us say slightly change the value. Okay, let me go to this text file. Now let me go for form 26AS. I want to modify this one amount. Okay, let us say instead of 36,000, let us make 3,60,000, 7,200, 7,200. Can you understand, friends? I have just saved the new file. Suppose your client is giving a new file like this, what will you do? So first of all, that's what automation is. Okay, one time I have done. From the next month onwards, if I am putting the same name of the file, I can refresh it. Okay, so just refresh all. Now can you see this, friends? 4,30,000. So detector details, please see this. Now let me try to refresh all. Entire data refresher. So 3,60,000, you can see it here. So when I have changed it in the text file, the entire queries are executed, and then you are getting the table just like the click of a button. Okay, that's why it is so powerful. If I am getting a new file, suppose my client has given a new file, sir. So where I can see, okay, if I want to change the file name, then we can do like this. Go to the query, and then click the data change, okay, data source settings. So this particular entire query is getting the data from this source. Let me just change the source. So where is the source? Let me say I want to change the source from form 26AS to new file. Okay. So any new file can be now referred. Then your queries will be executed. And suppose you want to share this query to others, then we can do view advanced editor. So this is the queries we have. These are all the queries we have written or we have created by the system. For example, for detector details, these are the entire queries, okay, entire steps. All these steps are only saved by the Power Query. Only this is called M language. So this M language coding is saved by the system. That's all. Nothing else. Whenever you want the data, then only it will be executed. Otherwise, not even executed. And as I have told you, the form 26 says the first query is not even included. only the detector details, directory details. From the model engine, database model engine, it has created and then given to Excel only the external data. So as of now, any doubt, friends? Otherwise, you can go for a PDF file, then we can go for Power Pivot. So any doubt, friends? I can tell about the even Excel also. OneDrive typo error. Lata is telling about typo error. So Biarity has given the answer. Sample data downloaded. Okay. Otherwise, let me give the this is my okay. So let me tell about it maybe later. So I can send you by mail also if you give your mail ID. So this is my mobile or maybe mail ID. If you can send a mail, I can do it. Okay. Okay, that is possible. So let me try to give my mobile ID here. So let me put it like this. Here itself I will put. So my mail ID is, let me close this. So this is my mail ID. So yes, Rathinagiri@gmail.com. Let me send it to you. Okay, if you have. Okay, Prasad person. Yes, friends. So shall you go for another exercise, or do you want to have this one explained? So let me go for a PDF file. My phone number is here 94431 46502. Don't call me at night 1:30. So this is my phone number. So this is my email. You can send a WhatsApp hi. I'll send it to you. Okay. Anyway, friends. So it's a huge file. Materials are having some 22 MB. That's why I cannot share it in the mail itself. Maybe I have to upload somewhere. That's where I have uploaded, but given to you. Yes, friends. So now we have got how to get the Form 26AS, something very complicated thing. Yes, definitely, sir. So definitely it is very much important. So any text file, any complicated text file, let me show you another very complicated text file if you want, but text file, only text file I don't want to show because we have other files, PDF files, extracting from different sources. For example, go to data, sky is your limit. Okay, this is the sky is our limit from file, from Excel, text, XML, JSON, PDF, from folder itself, from database, so various servers, from Azure, cloud server, from Power Platform, okay, from other sources. Can you see this? ODBC, okay, so many things. Tally ODBC also, SAP also from online services. So many kinds of services are available. We can make use of it. Okay, that's the power. So if you want, let us go for one person was asking PDF tables. So do you want to see the PDF, sir? I think somebody was asking about that. Excel practice files. Okay. So while getting data from Niranjan was telling, while getting data from PDF files, get data, all tables do not get loaded. How does one address this issue? So let me quickly tell about it. Are you ready? So let us go for a PDF file. Tally ODBC data extract. Sure, sir. Okay, sure. Let us go for it. So I'm having Tally prime. I think my data was available somewhere. Let it come. Okay, so let it come. So any ODBCs are not only that. So we can have the ODBC by this. If you say ODBC data sources are available, and in the data source, if you have file DSN, maybe Tally ODBC, something like that. So once you got imported, maybe MariaDB, there are so many servers are available. Can you see this? So once you have connected this ODBC, then you can get it. Okay, that's why it is. It's very simple, sir. Not a very big problem. Okay. So Tally, once you have gone to, okay, let me go for education version. I think I had the data from somewhere, but let me try it. Okay, so I'll get it. So don't worry about it. So we can exchange using data synchronization, and then we have some. If you have configured the ODBC from here, then I can get the data from ODBC. Not a problem. Any ODBC, open database connectivity. So you can definitely get it, sir. Not a problem. We can get the entire data. We should know about how to actually make the data, because Tally is giving you huge data. Entire data Tally is keeping inside. Immediately it will give you. Otherwise, it is better to export to Excel or XML and then import it. That's also possible. So that is very simple than getting the Tally using ODBC. I have given the data using XML concept only. So I have given a sample data. So we can entirely export the data to XML and then download. That is okay. But if you want online, sir, I want online data. Once they are entering the data, I want to see it. So only then we need the Tally ODBC with the GH numbers. Okay, let us see, sir. Let us see whether I'm having the data with me. If it is available, let me show you. Okay, don't worry about it. So let us go to sample PDF. Or if you are having your own system, you can also share your screen. If you have what I can say Excel and then Tally side by side with along with sales register, because I may not be having in this system. I don't have the data. Let me try. Okay, so I have okay, I was not ready with it, but not a problem. So let me go to a sample bank statement here, which is nothing but a PDF file. So which is having some tables. Two tables are there. Okay, so can you see this? This is the first table and this one is the second table. So I want to import this next month onwards. From the next month, you may be getting three pages, 4 pages, 10 pages. So how are you going to make the entire process standardized? So that is the next important step. So how to get it? Okay, that's the we want to use it. Okay, some kind of bank statement I want to import into Excel. Okay, so if you have the password, so how to get it? So that's what I wanted to share it. Maybe we can search it in the internet. So open password protected PDF files in Excel, maybe PowerPoint. Once you type, so many even connected with the password is available. People are dealing with the documents also. So here you can see Power Query with PDF. Connect to a PDF with the online large PDFs along with password. Sendir is asking, I have some 2 lakh rows in the further files. How can you make it, sir? Okay, so let me tell about it. So this is the query you have to write, sir. People have written. Okay, so no, not a problem. Let me try to search for it and give it to you. Okay, so it's possible. I have already opened the PDF file with our password. Okay, so it's not a problem. Okay, so let me go for first of all get the data from PDF file. So then we will go for it. Okay, so I go for this one. Go for a new file where I want to import the PDF. Okay, so I want to go to data, get data from file from PDF. Okay, so here I want to go to sample data, which is having sample PDF bank statement. So now we are importing the data from the PDF file. I want to go through the various questions here. Okay. So this particular PDF file is showing you table 1, table 2, and then table 3. So here we have some table 1, table 2, table 3, and page 1, page 2 also. Page 1 is also a table which consists of the entire data. So entire bank statement. I hope you can see this. So this is the bank statement. This is page number 1 and then page number 2. So this is a separate table and this is also a separate table. Can you see this? So let me say it later. So this is table page number 1 and page number 2. Instead of that, we are having 3 tables by itself. Okay, a digital table. So data in digital form. So data table 2, table 3. We need only table 2 and table 3. But if I am using table 2 and table 3 now, what will happen? If the next time I am having 3 pages, that will not work out. So if the next time I am having 5 pages, that will not work out. Or if I am having only 1 page, that will give an error also. So that is why I don't want to do it. I want to just open the page number 1. Whatever may be the page number 1, table 1, I want to import. Okay. So just to transform the data. So we want to standardize the entire process. Okay. So here we are having table number 1. You may be asking, sir, where are other data? Okay, where is our other data which is containing the entire report? So entire report is available in other tables, but we have transformed only table number 1. So how to get the table number 2, table number 3? Just to go to the previous. Okay. Which version, Sai Kishore, you are having? Which version of Excel are you having? 2019. Definitely 2019 means may not be available PDF. Okay. So whether you are getting it or not. Okay, let me try to say close and load to make only a connection. Okay, so get data. Don't you get this one? Get data from file from PDF, not available. Maybe you are having the older version of Excel. So Excel 2019. So that may be the reason. So please update, sir. Please update your maybe version of Excel. Okay. So 2019 is a old version. Okay. 365 is having so many new features. Try to update to 365 and it is cheaper also, in my humble opinion. But anyway, so I'm not here to suggest anything, but I'm saying. Okay. So let us go to again edit this query. Now the very simple technique for PDF file. So let me show you. Very simple technique. Let us close this. Let us remove this. Now we are getting only what? All the tables. Okay. So start from the source itself. So I don't want the other steps. Okay. I don't want the other steps. Let us remove the other 2 steps. We are having only source. In the source, we are having the entire thing. Okay. Totality of the data. So here you can see this is nothing but ID, page number, and then table number and all, and then name of the particular page, and then what is the type of it, whether it's a page or table. This is having the data. So this is nothing but the data. So if it is a table type, you can see that such an expand button. So can you see this? The entire table can be previewed here. So table, this is a table, this is a table, and this is a table. So we need table number 2 and 3. If you are saying table number 2 is having data, table number 3 is also having data. We don't want anything else. For example, anything as a kind of page, we don't even want. So what I can do, I can remove this page. I don't want any page. Okay. Now we are having only tables. Among the tables, I don't want table number 1 because it is containing this one. So by this way, I can remove this also. Okay. Wherever there is table 001, I will remove it. Okay. So that also I will remove. Now we will be having table number 2 and table number 3. From the next month, even though it may be coming table number 4, table number 5, table number 10 also, we don't bother. Even though it is having only one table, that is also not bother. Okay. From now onwards, any Axis Bank statement, whether it is 1 page or 100 pages, we are not even bothered. So now let me try to expand. Okay. Before expanding, we don't even require this kind, name, ID at all. I want only data. So right click, remove other columns. We have only data here. Let me try to expand. That's all. I want all the columns, but I don't want the heading. Just press OK. Now we have got column number 1, 2, 3, 4. I can just promote the header. Go to transform, promote the header. Now I get all the data. So then I can do what? Close and load. File, close and load. That's all. Now we have got the entire data in Excel. Then whatever we want to do, we can do it from Power Query itself, or we can do any kind of summary and all using Excel also. So right click, make a Power Pivot, anything we can do. So go to load to and make it as a table with a new worksheet. Now I got the entire data. Can you see this? Entire bank statement has come like this. So even transaction total, closing balance. If I don't want the transaction total, closing balance, that can be done using query itself. Go to Power Query. In this, I don't want the transaction total and the closing balance and all this summarized value. I want only the data alone. Then I can make in the transaction, maybe I can say in the particulars, if it is total or closing balance, I can remove, or I can remove from transaction date also. I think null values are there, but if I am removing null, opening balance will also be removed. So that we require. So in this case, I can go for this one only. Where and all we are having transaction total and closing balance. I don't want it. So now once I say close and load to and then make a refresh, now the total will be gone. So since we have changed, now there is no total. We can create the total ourselves. So hope you are following me, friends. Any doubts, please ask. So this is how, with a small technique, we can use all the tables. I hope I have answered the question of Niranjan. I think Niranjan, right? Yes, Niranjan Prasad. So I hope I have answered. If you are still having doubts, you can contact me also. Not a problem. So now let me go for the next one where someone is asking about, sir, I have data from multiple Excel files having more than 10 lakhs. If I am adding all this, it becomes more than 10 lakhs. Then what to do, sir? Okay, this is the question he is asking. Let me answer that. Then let us go for Power. In the Power Query, maybe some other analysis, okay, I want to do. And then Power Pivot also, let us go. Okay, one by one. Already we are running out of time. So let us go for what? Several Excel file, and when combined, it will be exceeding more than 10 lakh rows. How to bring it into pivot in Excel and do further analysis? See, as I have told you, Excel is having the limitation of 10 lakh limits, 10 lakh rows. There is no doubt about it. But Power Pivot is having no limits. So that is why we have to load the data into Power Pivot, not the Power Excel. Okay. So never load huge data to to Excel. Instead, load the huge data or load the data to Power Query, okay, or Power Pivot. In other words, instead of Power Query or Power Pivot, let us say data model. So what is the concept of data model? Can you see this? Manage the data model. So once you click the manage data model, immediately you'll go to Power Pivot. But anyway, so we are loading the data actually to Excel. But instead of loading the data to Excel, I can add the data to model. How can I type? So please see this. Go here, right click here, load to, but I want the load to add this data to the data model. Can you see this button? I can make it as only create connection, but data to the data model. Now, how it is possible? Okay, you may be thinking, Excel is having only limited row. How it is possible? So actually, Power Query and Power Pivot is using columnar database instead of row-wise or row-based database. Anyway, it is too technical. I want to go there. I don't want to go there. It is a columnar database concept where each column is separately stored. For example, even though you are having 10,000 truths, maybe 10,000 truths and 55,000 false, okay, something like that. So I have 10,000 true and 5,000 false. Totally 15,000 rows, okay, equal to 15,000 rows in our database. But in columnar database, it will be only two. So true and false, like this. All the query, all the line numbers will be in a separate column. So like that, okay, they have some kind of columnar database concept. So by that, they have reduced the entire data size, storing in an optimum way, and retrieving for analytical purpose. So that's why it is. So don't worry about it. We are not bothered about it. Okay, don't load the data to Excel. Instead, load the data to data model. Okay, that's the concept. So suppose updated to Office 2019, sir. Actually, in 2019, we don't have PDF download. So better you go to download or import to maybe Office 2021 or 365. Okay. So when did you update, sir? Today itself. Today only update. See, since 2019, even Power Query is there. Just now, paid. Have you paid for it? My goodness. So it is better to, actually it is getting cheaper. Okay. 365 is somewhat cheaper. Okay. Registered version only, that I can understand. But try to maybe update to Office 365. It is still, maybe you can try. Okay. Excel 2019 onwards, it is available, but go for Office 365 if you can. Okay. That's the advice I can give. So PDF files cannot be imported using. So let me tell you another one. If you want to have it in the Power Query, don't worry about it. So don't even pay for it. Okay. So don't even pay for it. We can use Power BI. Okay. Power BI desktop is entirely free. So which contains what? Which contains both PDF, or maybe sorry, not PDF, both Power Query and Power Pivot inbuilt. Okay. So it is entirely free. You can download and then use it. Okay. So for until you install Office 365, you can make use of this Power BI desktop, which is entirely free. Venkat Naidu is asking data in one or more worksheets with 10 lakh plus. So please see it, sir. So let us create a data for ourselves. I am going to create this a new blank workbook. We can get the data from Power BI, not a problem. We have to copy the table and then paste it. Okay, that's a very small. As you are telling, Bayarati is telling about it. That's correct. So until you are updating using Microsoft 365 or maybe other versions, you have to use it. Okay, so we can do that, not a problem. We can copy the entire table and put it. Okay, one more manual work is there, but it is possible. Okay, it's not that much hard. One side you can open Power BI, another side you can open Excel. Just to copy there, put it, paste here. Okay, that's very simple. Not a very complicated one. So now let me go for this is that one. Okay, date particulars. So let us say a small example. So particulars and then amount. Okay, we are having some data, date, particulars, amounts. So let us say 1/1/2022. There is 1/2/2022. Maybe let us say maybe 1/1/2000. This is 1/1 or maybe 2/1/2000. So let us double click this or maybe drag like this. So let me copy, or let us say, okay, so let us have some huge data here. So what I want to do, I am going to say this is equal to this plus 1. Okay, let us say this is equal to maybe this plus 1. So let me copy and paste it to the entire data. So now it has some 10 lakh rows. Okay, hope you can understand. So now we have some 10 lakh rows. This particular data is having some 10 lakh rows. Hope you can understand this. So 10,48,570. So let us make it as some data removed. Okay. Anyway, it comes up to 2,358. Anyway, so now we have some data here. So huge data. Okay. Some 10 lakh rows are there. And let me have some random data here. So now itself Excel is trying to be very slow. Okay, can you understand? Just entering data using 10 lakh rows, now it is very slow. Anyway, so let us say random between some 0 to 100. I think it will be making again a very huge amount. So let us say 1000, 2000. Here also let me say this is equal to this. That's right. Just double click this. So now this also makes into the entire data about 10 lakh rows. So hope you can see this. Now I am going to have some particulars here, maybe A, B, C, D. I want to say again A, so equal to A. Let me double click this. Now we have some huge 10 lakh records there. Let me try to save this as a big file. So now we have some huge data. I think, okay. So let me try to save this. Just 3 columns there. I want to go to this, it's a one-time exercise, but yeah. So big file. I have saved it as a big file and then close it. So any number of times we can open it and then make a transform. Okay, let me close this file. Why it takes this much time? Because it is not saving it as a text file. It is saving it as what? It is saving it as an Excel file, which is a zip file. Okay. So again, it is loading it is actually having the metadata and all. It is better to use it as a CSV file. That is better than Excel. Excel will be actually a zip file, small file, but it will take much time. CSV may be fast. Okay. Anyway, something Srinivasan sir, I hope you can see it now. Okay. Not Srinivasan, something Armkumar was asking, right? Somebody else was asking about it. Okay. So Venkat Naidu was asking. So let me try to close this file. I'm going to open using Power Query. So let me go for our Power Query here. So this particular file, edit the query. I want to go to open a new file. Okay. New query. Sorry. Right click, go for a new query, or I can go to new source and then go to file, go to Excel workbook. So which workbook I want? I want to go for Audit Excel and then big file. So as you can see, 10 lakh rows, it becomes 27 MB. So just the 3 columns, 10 lakh rows, zipped file itself is 28 MB. So please see this. Once I press import, only the preview is imported, not the entire data. So can you see this? System is automatically just connecting. So immediately I got it, sheet 1. So now it is only a preview. That's why it is so fast. Once I press OK, now the entire sheet, not the entire sheet, only 1000 rows will be imported. So sheet 1 is containing only 1000 rows. Now what I am doing, let me make a duplicate. Now I have 2 sheets. Sheet number 1 is also having the data. Sheet number 2 is also having the data. Let us make a sheet number 3, which is a combination of these two. Okay, automatically it becomes what? 20 lakh rows. Can you get it, sir? I think Venkat can get it. So this is 10 lakh units. This is also 10 lakh. I can change from this in this source. I can change to new worksheet. Not a problem. Sheet number 2, sheet number 3. So this is sheet number 1. This is sheet another sheet having 10 lakh rows. Both of them put together. Let me make another one. Okay. So these two I have selected. I can make append as a query. Append as a new query. So now this I want to make it as sheet number 3. So I want to have 3 or more tables or 2 tables. Sheet number 1 and then sheet number 1, 1 and 2. I want to append. Okay. Now this becomes what? This appended table is containing 20 lakhs rows. But even then it is only top 1000 only you are seeing. Until now data is not loaded. That's what I'm telling. It's only what I can say. It's only prototype. So let us go to file, close and load. I want to load this data not to Excel. That's what I'm telling. If I'm loading this data to Excel, it will be a problem because 20 lakh rows. So let me go to only create connection, add a data to model. Can you see this? I hope you are following. So append this particular, sorry, not this one. Let us go for appending. So append, right click, go to load to, and then only create connection, add this data to a model. Okay, that's what I'm telling. Yes, yes. As Arun Kumar is telling, we can have all the data file as a connection only. That's what I'm telling. From the beginning itself, I'm telling, don't load the data to Excel actually. So we can make a connection and load the data to model and then do the analytics. Okay. Load the data to Sarananda is asking one sheet directly. Why we have to load the data to one sheet, sir? I don't get it. Why create 3 worksheets? I have not created 3 worksheets. So somebody was asking 10 lakh rows are available. Suppose I have 3 worksheets with 10 lakh rows. Automatically it becomes 30 lakh rows. Actually, Excel cannot handle 30 lakh rows. So that's what it is being made into separate sheets. Now I am making a single database having more than 30 lakh rows. Okay, but I am not putting it in Excel because Excel cannot use it, or Excel cannot be loading the entire data. So that's why we are loading the data into model. Data model can have any number of rows. Once I press OK, now only the data is loaded to data. Can you see this loading data? It will take some time because we have some huge data here. So 35,000. Now can you see this? 1 lakh rows, 1,45,000 rows, 2 lakh rows, something like that. More than 10 lakh rows will be added. Okay, 20 lakh rows are going to be added. But anyway, so it will take only one time. Okay, one time exercise. So 5 lakh rows. Where is the data been added? It is not even added in Excel. So inside the data model. Okay, that's the concept. So any big data can be loaded like this. More than 10 lakh rows now we have added. Okay, 10 lakh 48,000 is the limit for Excel, but today I'm loading more than 10 lakh rows. Okay. Even 1 crore records, not a problem. If you have some fast machine, then it will be so fast also. Okay, so if you have some 32 GB RAM or maybe minimum 30 GB RAM, it will be fast because the entire data is residing in the maybe the memory. And once I save it, it will be available saved in the Excel file, but not here. Okay, you can see this 20 lakh rows. Okay, creating relationships. That's all. These many rows are loaded. Where it is loaded? Not in Excel, only in the data model. Hope you are following. Okay. From the data model, how to get the pivot? So let us go to the sheet here. I want to get the pivot table. So let us go for a new sheet. In this sheet, I want a pivot table. So 20 lakh rows are added. I want to see the total of that amount. Okay. So let us go to Power Pivot. So where I want to manage the entire data model. Okay. So click the data model. Now we are entering into Power Pivot mode. Okay, which is containing 20 lakh rows. Here it is. Okay. 20 lakh rows are listed here, but only the few rows, top few rows are mentioned. I go to Pivot Table. So where do you want the pivot table? Can you see the entirely different concept of pivot table here? See, previously the pivot table will be having so many options, but here in the case of Power Pivot, create a pivot table. Where do you want? Okay, so let me have the new worksheet. Now this is the usual pivot table. Here you can see I go to append and then I want to see the total amount. Let us put the amount in the values. So that's all, friends. This is the total of the amount. 20 lakh rows now you are seeing. See that how simple it is. Just a click of a button. Even in my slow system, it has imported 20 lakh rows like this. Hope you are following me, sir. Okay. Good night. Yes, sir. Thank you. So we can have n number of sheets. Okay. So n number of sheets, getting data from different sources, SAP, SAP, so maybe SAP HANA, any ERP, crores of records, not a problem. So that is why we are not getting the data into Excel at all. That's what I'm telling. Don't even load the data to Excel. Put the data in maybe model and then try to use it. That's the concept. So let me try to close this because it will be taking much time. If any change in data model happen, will the pivot table on refresh? Yes, sir. Once you go to data and refresh all, yes, sir, you can get the latest data. And I can make a small refreshing to the property. I want to make these properties, okay? So refreshing properties, connection properties, so that I want to make it as every 5 minutes, maybe I want to refresh it, okay? That's possible. Every 5 minutes I want to refresh automatically, that's possible. Where do these model files reside? Only inside Excel, but not in the form of Excel table. Hope you can get it. It is a columnar database, sir. So suppose you are having 1,000 rupees, okay? I hope you can remember. 1,000 will be mentioned only once. 2,000 will be only mentioned once. So such a kind of a small table only. Even if you are having 20 lakh rows, data can be repeated. Can you understand? So whenever data is repeated in a column, that will be stored as, okay? So please go through the columnar database. It's not like a cryptocurrency. That's an entirely different concept. But it's a kind of a compression. That's what I can tell. So one column is stored as a separate table. Another column is stored as a separate table. Now I can compress. One time 1,000. How many times thousands? Okay, something like that. So that's how it is being made. So please go through. If you want to learn more about it, columnar database. You just go and search for it. Columnar database and database optimization. You can search for it. Okay? So let me try to close this file, friends, because it's a very huge file maybe. So let me try to save this file and then see what is the size of it. Let me go for more locations. I think we'll quickly go for next one. So big file audit. So let us say loaded file, loaded big file. So the loaded big file, now it is getting saved. So please see the file size. So let us see the file size here. This is again a exercise for me here. Big file, loaded big file is only 7 MB. So please see this. See, 10 lakh rows, it is having 28 GB, 28 MB, but 20 lakh rows, only 7 MB. That is the power of what? Columnar database. Okay, so same process for June. He was asking about the bank statement. I want to open for June. How to do it? Let me show you. For example, in this form 26AS, let me tell about it. So I'm going to save it as form 26AS. Okay. Not in the same path, not in the same path, sir. Not in the same path. Not in the same path. Okay. So I can see for our purpose, I'm saving it in the same path. You can save anywhere. Okay. So let me try to save it as form 26AS. So form 26AS for May. Suppose I am saving it as form 26AS May. Let me close this file. Now the next month you are getting form 26AS June. So how to use it? So that's the next question people are asking. So this is the form 26AS May. You can just copy and paste it and name it as June. Okay. So as of now we are having only May data. So you can make it as June. Now May data is already available. You can go to June data. Record a video is definitely possible, sir. It will be available and you will be saved with YouTube. I think Selvakumar will be sharing it with you. Don't worry. So now let me go to the data and then queries and connections. How I am making it to June model. Okay. So double click this. Maybe let me go to edit this query. Any power. If once you go into the Power Query editor, just change the data source settings. For June month, I'll be just changing. So for a new client also, for a new client of form 26AS, I can just go for data source settings and click the data source. So instead of the form 26AS May, I'll be changing to June. That's all. Once I change to June, June data will be automatically uploaded. So now you will be having the June file. Okay. So that's what it is. So May file, June file, every month you can have. Suppose people may be telling, sir, data may be coming from different months. I don't want to change every time. Then what to do? Yes, definitely. Okay, as Srinivasan is properly pointing it out, it is like an Excel macro. But this macro is entirely different from that kind of VBA macro or maybe recording. Because Here it is a standardization of a process. Nothing is happening like a programming. That's why it's called M language programming. So, but this is an universal programming language, M language created by Microsoft, used by for transforming the data. Yes, formula, formatting, nothing is required. All the queries we are reporting, all the exceptional queries also we are reporting. For example, let me show you quickly into a purchase.txt files. So if you want, okay, otherwise I can go for any file. So let us go for a tally file also, tally data. I have some tally data. Sunday entries, I want to list out only Sunday entries. I want to have some huge amount only. So something like that. All the exceptional reports we will put here. For example, here itself I can go for it. Director details, is there any Sunday entry? So let us find out. Is there any Sunday entry? Let us find out. Okay. So I want to go for director details, just to make a reference and name it as Sunday entries. So select the particular booking date, go to add a column, date, I want name of the day. Can you see this? Entirely no coding at all, not even a function. I need not even type any function. So from this booking date, I want to extract the day. So how will you extract the day? Add a column. If you transform it, it will be putting here itself. But I want this column also. That's why let us add a column, which is nothing but Sunday, day, name of the day. So immediately we are getting all the days here. Can you see this? Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So I want only Sundays. Make a filter. I want only Sundays. So maybe only one Sunday. So once you got the Sunday, I don't even require the day name because I know that it is only Sunday. Okay, so let us remove this also. I have all the Sunday entries as a list. From the next month onwards, any form 26 if you put, automatically Sunday entries will also be coming. So that is why all the filtering, whatever may be the filter you are applying, it will be applied for the new data. So that's what I'm telling you, entirely dynamic. Data becoming dynamic, you need not even bother about it. Only data source is changing. So as I was telling about it, so suppose I don't want to change the data source settings, I don't want to change it. Then I can create a formula. I can create like this current month file folder. Okay, we can create this a folder. So for example, we can create a folder like this. So current month file. Okay, current month file. So inside this current month file, if you are putting form 26 here, suppose I want to put the sample data. So sample text form 26 layers. Okay, copy it and then put it like this. Form 26 AS. So now what I want to do, I can just select the folder itself. So the entire folder. So now I can say it as May. Okay, this I am saving it as May. Form 26 AS. The name of the file may be changed, so May. Now I want to use this as the folder itself. Okay, so let me go here. Instead of file, we can use it as a folder. New query file, entire folder I want to get. Okay, folder. So where is your folder? Current month file. Open. So the entire folder will be brought inside. Then I'll be telling what the folder itself. So let us say transform data. I can combine and transform if all the files are having form 26 days only, but I can say transform the data. Now whatever the text file you are having, it will be converted as a query here, current month file. So I don't require anything else. Let us remove all other columns. This can be treated as a text file, transform text. So I can say just text. Then you are getting the entire form 26 years. Okay. From find. So current month file is there. From there I can go for what? Let me go for the remove other columns. Source 26 AS. It be treated as text file only. Why the entire data is not coming? Only few lines are coming. Okay, so let us try to see this. Let me try to convert this to text. I think because of the empty lines, it's not coming, but let me say from text. Only first few lines are loaded. Text from, let us say the column profiling based on the entire data. Even sees only the first few lines. So let me see, okay, whether it is possible to get the entire data, because only few lines are loaded along with the data. So let us say like this, from the text, we can get from this, okay, table from columns, transform columns, text from binary. So here also we are having the text from binary, the source. So we can say instead of text from binary, we can say lines from binary. So from this, I can copy the entire query and then put it here. It's possible. Instead of text, let us make it as lines from binary. But let it be that. Okay, so I want to like this, click navigation. Okay, let us remove this. Sorry, friends. I have not done it before. So anyway, binary. Now we are copied. Okay. So from this, from the current month file, you'll be getting it. So whatever may be the first file, you will be getting it. Okay. So binary current file. So whatever may be this, okay, we have imported the text from lines from binary, the content, whatever may be the content. Okay. Source file is having the content. Whatever may be in the content, I am going to get it. So that is why file name is not even required now. From the next one onwards, I can put any file in this folder, then automatically that text file will be imported. So I need not even change the data source. Hope you can get it. Matching record. Okay, let us go for the matching record, friends. Don't worry about it. Somebody is, Mugundan is asking, example, Selukmar, can you switch on the mic for others? Can they speak?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll try to unmute him.
Mugundan, can you switch on your mic and then talk, if you can?
Mukunda has joined from browser.
Okay,
Just
so
check
yes.
whether he can. Mukundan, can you speak, sir? If it is from application, they can unmute and speak, sir.
Okay, it's not allowing.
It's from browser.
Okay.
It is not allowing.
Example given, if we get a count of Sunday records as 10, can we get the record details matching? I can't get the, that's right. Anyway, so sir, anything, whatever we are doing it in Excel, whatever you want to do, definitely we can do, and then more than that we can do. So that's the power of Power Query. It's not that we cannot do something like this. Okay? Definitely it is possible. Whatever you want to do, we can do it. That's what we are doing also. So if you want the count of Sundays, how many Sundays, or he's asking about, let me read it again. For example, in the example given, if we get count of Sunday records as 10, can we get the record details matching? What kind of record details matching? I don't get it. Matching record details. Okay, so I don't get his question anyway. So you can even ask me, call me also, Mugundan, maybe later. So now let us go for the next concept of power pivoting. Okay, what is the concept of power pivot? Can we insert condition formulas to the formula bar like an Excel here in Power Query? Condition formula means what kind of condition formula, sir? If condition. If definitely we can do. For example, let me go here. See, I want to find if it is more than 1000. Okay, I want to do it. Please here itself we have used it if condition only. If you see the added if condition, conditional column, can you see this? Added a column if it is more than, if it is not null, then what to do? Else null. So let me give a formula like this. Otherwise, let me go to director details. So let us go here. I want to find if it is more than 1,000 rupees. If it is more than 1 lakh, I want to say more than lakh. Otherwise, less than lakh. How to do it? So let us go for add a column, a custom column. I can write my own condition like this. So this is a custom column. I'm going to add if so amount is greater than 1 lakh, then more than a lakh. Else less than a lakh. So that's all. Okay. Can you see this? No syntax errors have been detected. If so, it's like a statement. If amount is greater than 1 lakh, then what to do? Else what to do? So like this. If I want and condition, I can say and, not a plus, not a problem. For example, I can say and. If it is less than, amount is less than 2 lakhs. So I can say less than 2 lakhs also. Amount is less than 2 lakhs. Then it is like this. Even now, so it's syntax, no syntax errors. Okay. So for this, we need some kind of formula, but I don't require this even. See, instead of typing this, that's what I'm telling you. Instead of typing the entire query like this, so let me select this amount, add a conditional column. If this amount is more than 1 lakh, if this amount, if the column name, if the column is more than, amount is greater than 1 lakh, like this, greater than 1 lakh, then I want to say more than a lakh. Else, I can add another class, okay? So I can add like this. Else if what I want to do, okay? Next question. Else if amount is less than, okay, like this, less than 1 lakh. Or I can say greater than 0. Is greater than 0. I can say 0 to 1 lakh. Else I can say negative. So something like this. Okay? Such a kind of conditional column I can add. Once I press OK, I will be getting it. Okay? So more than a lakh, 0 to 1 lakh, negative. Something like that I can easily make a classification. Yes, yes, Arun. Rightly you have got it. So all these problems, all these things are available in the top. So example, you can, have you ever seen an unpivot column? So pivot column is available. What is an unpivot column? For example, let us go to the director details. I want to pivot on this director, okay, director name or TAN number. So maybe according to the date, okay. So TAN number wise, I want to make a pivot table, or otherwise we can create a pivot table somewhere and then unpivot also. Already a pivot table you are having, you can unpivot. Okay. So that is possible. Let us make a TAN number wise. I want a pivot. Okay. So TAN number wise, I want to pivot this column. Where is your amount? Amount is the value, is the value column, is the amount column. Let us make like this. So once I press OK, can you see a pivot table like this? So here you are having a pivot. So TAN number this, TAN number this, TAN number this. So entirely it becomes a pivot table. Now this, from this pivot table, I can unpivot. Okay, select the entire pivoted data, right click or go for unpivot. So unpivot these columns. That's all, friends. Now you got attribute and value. So such a kind of tool it is, whether it is pivot table or unpivot table. So or I want to make a transpose or replace the values, entire data I can replace. So extracting, transforming, loading itself can give you so many options. Okay? So many things. Okay, since I have made some summary here, actually making here there is a problem because we have removed this conditional column. Now we have got it. Okay. So I want to show you how to create small formulas. For example, I want to create a new query. Go to make other source and make a blank query. So let me tell about the simple M query. Anyway, so I don't want to go for so complicated queries. Let me show you very simple. So let me try to keep. Okay, so let us come back to Excel here. I want to go to this classroom notes. So here I am going to tell about some of these very simple queries. Example, we can create our own query like this, equal to, suppose I want to create a Benford's law. How will you do it? In Power Query. So this is now we are doing the audit now. Okay, we are having some huge data. I want to apply Benford's law. Okay, let us do it. So here we have some sample Excel data. So sample data, sample Excel file. I have some many sample Excel files. Let us go for sample data 01. So sample data 01 is having some huge data. So let us import this data into Power Query and then do some audit. Okay, so file and then blank file. I go for okay, let us go for data, get data from file from Excel workbook. Let us do the Benford's law. So one time only you are doing Benford's law. From the next month onwards, already it is applied. So that's what I'm telling. You are making a workflow, entire workflow automated. So let us go to our sample data, sample Excel file, open the sample data 01. It is a sample sample store database available from Google. So let me open this entire data, okay, sales table, which is containing some huge data. So let us say transform this data. Now this is, we are having the entire sales table, okay, which is containing some 10,000 rows. So, and we are having the sales also. So, and then column 16 to 22, we don't have any data, null value only. So let us remove it. So I have sales, profit, quantity, discount, and all these things. Now, before doing any audit, before going for anything, we can go to the view and then column distribution. We can see the entire data here itself, okay, with a small visualization. See where it is. Okay, so shipping mode only 3 items. So like this, 4 distinct, 0 is unique, and here it is 362 distinct and 120 unique. What is meant by distinct and unique? Distinct means I can say unique means only one time it has come. 120 items only one time it has come. Customer ID, 120 customers have purchased only one time, whereas entirely there are only 362 customers. I can just see by this. Okay, can you understand? Just by seeing these numbers itself, I can do most of the audit. Okay, 54 postal codes are available, unique, only one time it has come. 221 postal codes are totally used. Like this we can see. Okay, such a powerful one. Subcategory, totally 70 subcategories, and I can see the column profiling also. Descriptive data analytics, that's what we do. So once I click the column profile and click an order date, please see this. What is my earliest date? What is my minimum date? What is my maximum date? Average date? So count totally how many records. I can say count profile based on 1000 records. No, I want for entire data set. Once I click it, now the entire data set is loaded here inside the Power Query. That's why it takes some time. Can you see this? Really amazing. Okay. So now we have some 9,994 records. Entire data has been loaded. Minimum date is available as, maybe I can see it as okay. So let me try to reduce this one. So 3rd January 2014 is the earliest date, and 30th December 2017, 3 years or 4 years data is available. So I can go to shipping mode. How many times of shipping mode? First class, standard class, only 4 times, 4 standard class. I can see that same day it is very less. So like this, we are having the data here itself, started doing the analysis. But let us go for our Benford's law here. So remove this, not a problem. Column quality also let us remove. So I want to go for Benford's law. Please see this. I am adding a new query as a blank query. See the query I'm writing. This is what I'm telling about the simple queries that we have to learn. For example, I'm going to add like this, equal to curly braces 1 to 10, 1 to 9, 1 double dot 9. So this is a very simple query that we can execute. And if you want to know about the help, you can use the shared. Okay, hash shared. It's a command to know the help. command to know, or command to get the help. All the shared objects. Okay. So why shared? You may be asking why shared. It is an object-oriented programming language. Everything is an object. Every command, everything is an object. And those objects are shared. So those objects are shared here. So we are making a list of all shared items. We are making a list of all the shared objects. So that's why it gives you the entire list of all the help. So equal to hash shared. So for example, you can see the formula like this: table dot, list dot, text dot, and then maybe date dot. So like this. What is my table dot? Table is an object, and whatever may be the property, you are getting it. List is an object, whatever may be the property. So it's not very hard to learn. But if you are already knowing some kind of maybe programming language, it is very easy. But as I have told you, as a chartered accountant, we don't require to learn M language. Okay, don't worry about it. So we can know only this. For Benford's law only, I am telling it equal to 1 to 9. Or otherwise, I want 1 to 9 only. If I want 1 to 9, I can enter data like this. So home, I can create a data. Okay, so we can make a new query. We can enter data ourselves, or we can enter into the Excel and then load it. Not a problem. So I'm writing a query like this: equal to 1.9. That's all. So now can you see this? It becomes a list of 1 to 9. So it's a list of 1 to 9. What is a list? What is a record? What is a table? So top 9 items. So anything you want, sir. Any way you want, we can do it. So if you want top 9 sales, it is very easy actually. So let us do it. Okay. So top 10 categories, what it is, how we can get it. Okay. So let us quickly use it. So query 1. So here I want, I'm concentrating on Benford's law. So after applying Benford's law, let us again come back. So list, I'm creating list. Benford law, what is the purpose? Benford law is used for finding whether the transactions are happening in a natural way. Is there any influence? Anybody influenced? In other words, is there any fraud? So it doesn't mean that if it is applicable by Benford's law, or it is applied to, it is according to Benford's law, there is no fraud, or if it is not according to Benford's law, there is fraud. But it is an indicator, very good indicator. Okay, try to search about it. It's a wonderful law which says how many times number 1 should come, how many times number 2 should come as a significant digit. Okay, so let me tell about it. So once I have done it, you will understand. Okay, not outliers, sir, not outliers, the probability of the significant digit. Okay, once I tell this, you will understand how many times number 1 will come as the first digit. So that's it. Okay, so anyway, it is a most significant digit formula. So let me tell about it. If you just wait for it, okay, I'll explain about it. So to table, let me convert this list to table. Now you are getting 1 to 9 as a table now. Okay, so instead of entering 1 to 9 inside the Excel and then importing, I can just like say 1 to 9. So I'm giving like this, okay, Benford digit, or maybe digit here, digit 1 to 9. So what is the Benford expected? Okay, Benford expected, let me add a column. So this is the formula for Benford expected. Hope you can understand. So equal to log 10 of the number or digit plus 1 divided by the same digit. So this is the formula given by Benford. So let me try to use it. So I'm adding a conditional, I'm adding a custom column. So transform, or maybe add a column which is a custom column. I want to say, so Benford expected. Okay, expected. What is expected? The expected is equal to number dot log 10. So that's what I'm telling. So number dot log 10. So this is a formula. So because it is according to number object, it's a number object. So number dot log 10 of, so where is the digit? This is a digit, okay, digit plus 1 divided by the same digit. Okay, this is a formula. So once I close this, I can see that no syntax error. Once I press OK, 1 should come for this many times. 2 should is expected is this many times. 3 is expected this many times. 4 is this many times. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 should come only these many times. Entirely, if I am making it as a percentage, it should come like this. So now let us try to make it from the F sales table. So from the sales table, I want to extract only first digit from the sales. From the sales, I want to extract only the first digit. Then I want to count how many times every number is coming. Then I will make a percentage. Okay, can you understand, sir? So then you will understand how to see the Benford's law actuals. So let us make from the sales I want to get it. Okay, right click, I want to add as a new query. So now we are having only sales as the entire list. So I can make it as a table, or we can remove this also. So let me say delete it. So I want to add it as a, okay, let us make it as from the sales table. Let me make a reference. So make a reference. So now it becomes a table itself. So now I can remove the sales column, except the sales column. I don't want anything. So remove other column. I want only the first digit. How will you get the first digit? So I can split the column by position, number of characters. So for this, I want to get only the first digit. Okay. Once as far as left to possible. Once I press OK, one character only is being taken. So this is first character. So let us say first character. I need only first character. So let us remove this. I need only first. So let us make a group according to the digit. So let us go for the grouping. So go to maybe transform group by. Now this column only count. Okay, I want only the count. So that's all. Press OK. Now how many times number one comes? 3083 times. Can you see this? 30%. That's what Benford is expecting. That's how it has also come. So now let us make it as ascending order. So now it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. 0 will not be a most significant digit. Only 8 records. It is actually less than 1 rupee. So let us try to remove it. Okay. So I don't want the 0. So let us make a filter of. I don't want 0. So 1 to 9. Now we have 3083 like this. I want to make a percentage. How to make a percentage? And then I'll put it there. Okay. So in this query, Benford. So one time only you are doing. From the next month onwards, if you are updating this sales table, the Benford law is automatically updated. Okay. So I need not even calculate again and again. That's the concept. But let us go for it. Okay. So this is actually, I want to find out the Benford actuals. So let me make the count only as a new query. So then you can make a summary. Okay, this you can make it as a summary. Make it as a statistics and sum. Now can you see the total value? So it will make the entire summary as 9986. So I want to divide this number by this total count. Okay, so then I can do like this. Okay, let us get the count from here. Okay, I want to get the count and then we can divide. So query 1, I want to get the count here. How will I get the count? This one I want to see here. Okay, this 3083 I want to see it. This is where I want to use the merge query. So merge query, two queries I want to merge. How to merge, why to merge, let us talk about it. So I will tell about it, don't worry. So I want to merge this query to a new query. So here I want this 3087. Okay, so like this. So merge query as new. Okay, or I want to merge this query with that query. Okay, so merge queries. I want to merge this particular Benford. Okay, let us go for Benford. Okay, this is the expected. Let us go for the actuals. These two queries I want to merge. So this digit is equal to this first. You can see that all these are matched. 9 rows are matching to 9 rows. Once I press OK, now I got the entire data. So if I want to expand, I don't want anything else. I want only the count. Okay. So once I press OK, I got the count here. Now for this count, I want the percentage count divided by entire count. Okay, I can make it as total total numbers. Total numbers. So let me say like this: Benford actuals is equal to, here also I can write the query here itself. So count divided by total numbers. So let us select this, add a column. I can say custom column also. So I'm saying this count divided by total numbers. Okay. Once you start a typing, can you see this total numbers as a query here? So total numbers, no syntax error. Once I press OK, I am getting the percentage here. Now I can remove it, not a problem. So this is expected, this is actuals. Then I want the variation. What is the variance? So I expected actuals. Let us make a subtraction. This is my variance of the Benford's law. This much it is. Very, very minimum. Okay, can you see this? Very minimum variation only is available. So Benford's law is being used. So let me make it as a sorting. 1 to ascending order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is how it's coming. So I can make it as a percentage also, or otherwise it's good. Okay, not a problem. This one can be made as a percentage. How much it is the variance? So Benford law is being used for how many times number 1 comes. So usually number 1 should come this many times. If there are more number of times number 1 comes, or maybe any number comes, then there may be some influence. Okay, because naturally evolving numbers will have this pattern. Naturally evolving transactions will have this pattern. So please go and search for Benford's law, and I think it's very important for audit purpose to find some frauds. So let me tell about the next concept of power pivot and how we can use it. So where we can apply it. Okay, very, very important. So first of all, let me tell about the multiple tables. Suppose we have multiple tables, how you can combine, or how we can try to see this. Okay, so let me close this as of now. File close and load to. I want to have only create connection. That's all. If you have already known about relational database management concept, not a problem. Okay. Otherwise, let me tell about the simple thing like this. So we have invoices table, we have receipts table. So I have given it in the sample also. We have invoices, we have receipts. So invoices can be without receipts, receipts can be without invoices. Hope you can understand. So invoices without receipts, credit invoices. Receipts without invoices, maybe other receipts. Okay. So that's why we can put it as a small modeling, like we can create like this. Hope you can understand. It's nothing but a Venn diagram. So let me copy and paste it here. So invoices and receipts. Let us make some colors. I want to make it as simple, some transparency. Okay. So Power Query plus Power Pivot. So query is actually database. Can you understand? Power Query, Power Pivot. So query we need not even write. Pivot also, it's very simple. Okay, it's a data modeling. So here we are giving invoices and receipts. So we are going to ask. There are so many tables. For example, I can say last year NPA, current year NPA. Think about it. Okay, so only the heading is changing. Only the heading is changing. Okay, for example, I can say GST JSON. Okay, GST from GSTR 2A. So data from GSTR 2A. I want to compare with the purchase journal. Okay, our own purchase journal. So you can say anything like this: invoices, receipts, last year NPA, current year NPA, GSTR 2A, purchase journal. I want to compare with the two tables, and then I want to do what? Anything. Okay. So now invoices and receipts are there. I want to get 3 questions answered. Okay. First question: collected invoices. If I want last year NPA, current year NPA, so let me say like this. Okay. Let me give this example for 3 items. Okay. Invoices, receipts. So this we can say it as case study A. So let us say like this: case study A, case study B, case study C. So for the case study A, you are asking this question. Case study B, you are going to ask this question. Okay. Okay, let me put like this. For case study A, for case study B, for case study C. First question is like this. So continuing NPA. In other words, data available in both the tables. So here it is reconciled data, reconciled GSTR. Okay. So our reconciled purchase invoices. Fuzzy logic is also available in query, Power Query. Matching similar to fuzzy logic. Fuzzy logic is not only yes, we can apply that. Okay, it's possible, like in Excel. But here the first question is collected invoices containing NPA, reconciled purchase invoices, which is nothing but this area. In SQL, we are calling it as inner join. We are calling it as inner join. Okay. So now let us go for next question, A, B, and then C. Now I am asking this question, second question. I want invoice register along with the receipts data. Number 2 here, containing NPA. I want the list of all NPAs, okay, old NPAs, okay. I want list of all NPAs, all old NPAs, okay, let us say all old NPAs, along with the maybe closed data, or along with the continuing data. So along with the continuing data, if any. So in other words, here the very important one is all. I want all old NPAs. Okay. This I want. If it is continuing, that data also I want. Okay. If it is continuing, yes. If it is not continuing, no. So like that I want. Then here, if you are asking second question, so list of all the GSTR along with the reconciled purchase invoice, along with the PJ number, if any. So if PJ number is available, I want. If it is not reconciled, not a problem, let it be empty. So this is the second type of question. What about the third type of question? Very, very important audit question. So this one is actually called left outer join. So left outer join. Now what about the third question? Very, very important question. A. So let us say like this. A, B, and then C. Here the third question is like this: pending invoices. So uncollected invoices. In other words, I want only this area. Okay. So I don't want this area. So in the case of second one, left outer join, actually what it is, left outer join, here we call it as left outer join, as I have told you. So left outer join means entire blue color I want. If yellow color is available, that also I want. Yellow color also I need. Entire blue color I need anyway. So that's called left outer. And then I want this join also, this side. Okay. So in the case of right outer join, this side, okay, this side also available. But we don't use the right outer join. Instead, we put the yellow color here, blue color there. That's all. Okay. We will swap. We'll swap the data. So receipts in the left hand side, invoices in the right hand side. Anything is possible. So now let us go for the third one: pending invoices, uncollected invoices you want. So then the third question here it is. So I want only the new NPAs. List all new NPAs. Or I can say list all closed NPAs. Sorry. NPAs which are not continuing. Okay. Closed NPAs. Very, very important question. Okay. List of all closed NPAs. Which NPAs are closed? This definitely we need. Okay. So how it is closed? I want to see it. Okay. Or otherwise, I want the list of all new NPAs also. Okay. Any question if you are asking, you can get it. So third one is I want the unreconciled GSTR return, GSTR data, and unreconciled purchase journal. Okay. Unreconciled purchase journal data. So both of them can be got from this one: left exclusive, right exclusive, left anti, or left anti, or left exclusive. Anyway, you can ask. There are other joins also available. So just like inner, left outer, left anti, we have some other, okay, right outer, right anti. So these are all we are not even using. I have not used. Okay. So because right can be made as left, not a problem. And then there is something called full join, cross join. So but I have never used it. Okay. So only these three are very important for our purpose. I hope so. These three are very important, and we have to understand it. Okay. So any two table, I can get any question. Okay. That's answered. So since Power Query is entirely data as a table model, we can ask the question like this, whether inner join, left outer join, that's what you want. Okay. So let me make a small example of it, and then we can go for the next aspect of the sales table. Okay. So I want to first of all complete this two, then we can go for it. Okay. I have given a small file here, invoice receipts file. So let me open it for you, and then let us go for the Power Query. So invoice receipts is having a small sample file. So this is invoices, and these are all the receipts. Okay. Invoices without receipts are possible, available. Receipts are without invoices possible. Can you see this? So these receipts are other receipts, where if you are having invoice number, that also it's been shown here. Anyway, so let me try to close this entire file. So let me import the data into Power Query, and the next month onwards, any question is answered. Okay, all the three questions, let me answer you. So let me go to a new file. Let me import the data from Excel. Okay, get data from file from Excel workbook. So I want to get the data from invoice receipts. So both the tables I want. Then I can say select all. So invoice and receipts. Both the things we have now imported. Transform the data. So Power Query is used for extracting the data, transforming the data, and then loading the data. Okay, transforming. When we are transforming, so many things can be possible. Summarizing, sorting, anything is possible. Okay. So invoice, receipts, two tables are here. Okay. I want collected invoices. How will I get the collected invoices? So invoice and then receipts. So when you want to join anything, okay, when you want to join two tables or merge two tables, so merging two tables. When you want to merge two tables, an assumption is there. What is an assumption? Assumption is at least one column is common. At least one column is common. For example, invoice number from invoices and then invoice number from receipts. So at least one column is common. So that's what we understand. But this is even called in database parlance like this: primary key, foreign key. So sometimes they call it as what? Master transaction. Okay, master transaction table. Sometimes they call it as parent child table also. Parent child. Okay. Some names they are telling whatever maybe if you have understood. If you have understood, that's okay. So now let us again go to here. So we have invoices and receipts, which is common. From the invoice, I have invoice number. From the receipt also, I'm having invoice number. So then I can make a common column. So let us go to invoice, make a merge query. So I want to merge the query as new. So I want to merge the invoice with the receipts as a new query, as new. So invoice is merged with the receipts here. So invoice is the leftmost query, and then receipts in the right side. Okay. So left, right. So here you can see left outer. What do you want? Inner join. So inner means only matching rows. Clearly they have mentioned also. No, not a worry. Okay. If you don't know about the query, not a problem. Power Query actually helps a lot. But the concept is very important. We have to merge the query, that you have to know, right? So if I want a table arithmetic, table plus table, table minus table, table plus table is appended, table minus table maybe VLOOKUP or maybe invoice receipts. So I can tell VLOOKUP also. The concept of VLOOKUP in Excel is nothing but merge the query. So in is equal to merge query from Power Query. So VLOOKUP and merge query are one and the same. Okay. So if I want to compare any two, yes, as Srinivasan is telling, rightly pointed out. So now let us go for this invoice. I want to match with this receipts. But in Power Query, I can have two also. Okay, two tables, two things connected. Okay, like this I can do. So it's possible. But here it is not required. But I'm just telling it's possible. So here I am telling this invoice number is equal to this invoice number. Now the system says the selection matches 5 of 13 rows from first table. From the first table, only 5 rows are matching. Not a problem. I don't want the outer join. So here you can see the fuzzy magic or fuzzy logic, sorry. So what is the fuzzy logic? Shanti, Shanti, any similarity I can find out. Okay. Similarity threshold 90%, 80% like that. Okay. So 80% similarity if you are telling, all this will be coming out. Anyway, master data management, I can use it for, is there any duplicate available? Shanti, Shanti, private limited, dot, something like that people will be using, okay? They are so genius. So they'll be doing like this, okay? They'll be adding one letter or Shri, something like that. But we can easily get it using the fuzzy logic. Anyway, so fuzzy matching here, we don't use it. But if I have here Shanti, Shanti, we can easily get it, okay? Similarity. Anyway, invoice number to invoice number, I want only inner join, only matching rows I want. This is nothing but collected invoices. Selection matches 5 of 13 rows from first table, 5 or 16 rows from second table. That's okay. Let us press OK and name it as collected invoices. Mind you, I am using or I am telling only one time. So from the next month onwards, collected invoice only you will tell. Okay, so I'll be saying only this data, or maybe automatically it will be coming. I need not do it again. So data is dynamic, system is also dynamic. So let us make the receipts number details, and I can expand this. I don't want the invoice number because it's already there. Receipt number, receipt date, receipt amount I want. Okay. I don't want the original name. Just press OK. Now I get receipt number, receipt date, receipt amount. So now we have got collected invoices data. Now let us go for invoice register. From the invoice, I want to again merge the query as new. Same thing, query only, just changing the kind, what kind of join. So let us say receipts. I want to combine invoice number with the invoice number. I want left outer join. Left outer join means what? Everything from the, you can see it are all from first matching from second. How simple it is. All from the first table matching from second table. So I want along with the invoice details, receipt details also. Press OK. Now I think I have made as a merge as a new query. So this is nothing but invoice register. Then I can do what? I can just expand this. But here, if there is not available, sorry, I'll be removing only this. So if it is not available, it becomes null. I can make it as sorting also after that. Okay, sorting by. So which particular invoices are not collected, I can see it. But let us go for uncollected invoices. Go to invoice and then go to merge query as new, next query. So this is how we are making the table plus the table minus. So we look up all these things are very simple. Okay, I can bring the entire table inside. In the which column you want, I can click it. Instead of you look up one column, second column, third column, I can just click it. So that's so powerful. Can you understand? So I want to go for invoices and then receipts. So here also invoice number to invoice number. I want only the unmatching records. So then go for left anti. So rows only in the first. If I am saying right anti, other receipts. If I am saying left anti, that means what? That means invoices uncollected. So let us say left anti and then press OK. Now we have got only the uncollected invoices, pending invoices. I can say pending invoices also. So now I don't require this because it is only null. Okay, because the receipts are not available, you can remove it. So these are all the unregistered pending invoices. Yes, aging analysis. For example, I want to see the aging of these particular invoices. Then how to do? Just you can use that today. Okay. So add a table, add a column, which is a, I can say standard, maybe the date column. Okay. Let me have a, let me say the add a column where I want to compare with today's date. Okay. So let us say today's date I want. Okay. So let me add a column which is based on invoice date. So let me add age. So just create a new column that contains the duration between current local time with the values of the selected. That's all. Okay, just the aging. Just click the age. Okay, that's all. So now 111 days, something like that it comes. So I can say that it is not a date. Okay, so let us say date only, a number of days. Okay, so I don't want the date. Okay, let us remove it. It's only a number. I can say that it is a whole number only I want. So only 111 days. So if I want it to be a grouping, then I can make a if condition. Okay, if it is more than 30, I can make it as 30, 60, 90, 120, something like that. So any number of things, or I can make a grouping also, 30 to 60, 60 to 30, something like that. Yes, friends. So aging is possible. Can you see the formula? What is the formula? Formula is just the age. Okay, you can see that inside of the age from date and time local now. Okay, from the today's date minus the invoice date. That's how it comes. Aging. So every time it will be automated, updated aging. So it's possible. And if you want, as I told you, grouping, we can write a small formula. If it is less than 30, I can say 30. If it is more than, if it is less than 60, so like this. Okay, I want to make a grouping. So let us go for aging bucket. What is the relevance? Okay, so he's asking about blue color. What is blue color, sir? So let us go here. So each, okay, each means it is a reserved word. So type is a reserved word. Okay, that's why it's a language reserved words. Language reserved word, and age is the string. That's why it says like this. Duration is a constant. So type means reserved word. Duration is a constant, and square bracket means field name. So don't bother about it, sir. It will be learning about M language. Okay, so don't worry about it. But as you have asked, I'm telling you. Okay, so M language, it's not that much hard. Okay, so as I have told you, let me show you the shared. Okay, go to a new query, make other sources, make a blank query equal to shared. Only command you should know is hash shared. So hash shared and then enter. You are having the entire function list. Okay, table, text, date. So whether the date is in previous month, the date is in previous month, n months. Okay, like this we have so many things. Okay, list of first n, list count. So I can find out how many records, okay, in a list. So if I want to count how many times, okay, so how many times the F sales table is available, or how many invoices I want to count, okay, I can write a query like this. For example, instead of writing the entire query, so I can write my own M language. Okay, that's what I'm telling. So I can say how many invoices. Okay, let us say count of invoices. So here I can get what? I can say list dot count. List dot count of, where I can get the list. List is nothing but invoice table, and then I can say invoice number. I hope so. Whether it is totally very important to know is you have to know about the proper casing. So here you can see first letter is capital letter. So I can see whether it's working. So 13. So I can get the count of numbers. Instead of writing, I can write like this. Okay? I can say I want only the count of this, right? So make it as a query, add as a new query, and go for statistics count. That's all 13. So that's what it's also taking. Okay. So but here we have made it as a query by ourselves. Please created the query itself, okay, like this. So I don't require the M language, sir. Most of the times we don't require. Okay. Anyway, so if you need M language queries, you can search it in the internet. We need not type. It's available already. People might have created it. Don't worry about it. Okay. So that is how I am doing it. So now let us move on to maybe the power pivoting here. Okay, I want to show about the power pivot and make a data model. So how to make it as a data model and then do the power query. So let us use it. So I want to close this. So what is the concept of data modeling? Okay, so data modeling is nothing but, let me close and load. System will be asking where to load. I think so. It lost. So all the queries are actually loading data. Can you see this? The entire data has been loaded. So that's why I'm telling you, don't use the close and load. All the data will be loaded like this. But anyway, not a problem. The invoice number totally count. So count of invoice is 13. So the entire table is been loaded here. Pending invoices, invoice register. So this is nothing but invoice register you are seeing. So pending invoices, collected invoices listed. So automatically it will come. Next month onwards, it will be coming. Okay, Yes, friends. So now let us go for a power pivoting. Okay, so a dashboarding concept. Okay. Let me go for it. So, but since we are doing for audit, so let me go for an audit purpose also. Okay, let us go for file. I think we have already opened that file, invoice file. Okay. So it's stable. Okay, so let us go for editing here. Now let me tell about the sample file. Yes, we are having data analysis in Excel itself. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The same analysis only we are doing it here. So, so any kind of audit that we are doing in Excel can be done in Power Query. The only main difference is what? Multiple tables. Okay. Let me tell about the Power Query, Power Pivot difference. Okay, sorry, Power Pivot and Pivot difference. So let me quickly tell about the pivot and Power Pivot difference. This is a very, very important one. So pivot table, Power Pivot. What is the difference? Let me quickly tell about pivot, Power Pivot. So pivot table, sorry, it is having the limitation of 10 million rows because it is the Excel, okay, 10 million rows. But Power Pivot, no limit at all. So what about pivot? In the case of pivot, one table only possible. And we have to create a single flattened table. So let me say like this, single flattened table we need. In the case of Power Pivot, multiple tables using a data model. So then in the case of pivot table, we are having a problem of formatting the columns. So every time I have to format that. That's a very important, very what I can say, very irritating. So every one time I am saying that sales is a currency with 0 decimals. Then again and again, whenever I am using a new query, new filter, or maybe new things. So Arun Kumar is telling pivot is filter of data, but Power Pivot is a filter of a query. So that is query is also data only. But anyway, sir, let me explain about it. So pivot is a it's a single table model, whereas a Power Pivot is coming from a very big data model. Okay, so huge data is also possible. So formatting the column is not possible. Okay, is not maybe formatting the results values. Okay, not possible. So in other words, every time we have to do it. Whereas in the case of Power Pivot, we can use the explicit measures to show the results, to show the results consistently with the same formula. Okay. And another important point, there is no KPI, key performance indicators. So whereas Power Pivot can have KPI indicators, okay, key performance indicators, gross profit, whether it is increasing, whether it is decreasing, something like that. You can make a like a dashboard. Okay, in the dashboard you can use the key performance indicators. In the Power Pivot, you are having the KPIs. So new KPIs, manage the KPIs and all. Okay. So and then in the case of pivot table, again there is a problem of calculated columns indeed. So we have only calculated columns to have some calculations, but in the case of Power Pivot, we have calculated columns for tables and measures. Okay. The entire concept is in a single table concept, but here it is a data modeling, as I have told you. So here there is no concept of rolling up, drilling down of data. So whereas here we have rolling up and drilling down, or in other words, hierarchies. So let us say hierarchies are very easy to maintain. So, so there are so many examples, okay, so many things like this. I think I have listed out all the differences in this pivot and Power Pivot. What is the difference and all? You can search for it. Okay. Tools, Power BI, anyway. So Power Pivot, somewhere I have mentioned it. Anyway, so here we have some context here. Yes, yes, yes. Power pivot is also having slicing. Okay, not a problem. So here we have some context, the filter context, the context transition, calculated DAX function. So here we don't have any DAX. Okay, so let me tell about that also. Here we don't use any, any formulas. Okay, whereas here we are using DAX formulas to create measures. In other words, the entire concept is changing, sir. The entire concept. Okay, so let me tell about it. Pivot, power pivot. What is the conceptual difference? Okay, let me tell about the conceptual difference. See, in the case of power pivot, maybe in the case of pivoting, we try to do what? Multi-dimensional view of two-dimensional data. That's all. Multi-dimensional. This is already available. Okay. Pivot is nothing but multi-dimensional view of two-dimensional data. But power pivot concept itself is like this. Okay. Power pivot is again multi-dimensional view of two-dimensional data. But let me tell about one step ahead. What is one step ahead? What is this one step ahead? Facts are measured by, or dimensions are measured by facts. Dimensions are measured by facts. So here we have three words. Okay, dimension, measure, fact. Okay. So what is a dimension? What is a measure? What is a fact? So measures are created to try to measure the dimensions. That's why its name is itself is measure. So can you see these measures? So new measure, manage the measures and all. So I want to add some measures to make the any dimension. So let me tell about the conceptual difference here. So let me come here. See, already it's 6 minutes only available. So let me quickly go through it. So this is nothing but what? Various dimensions. So fact table in the middle and dimensions are in the surrounding. So here also fact table in the middle, dimensions are in the surrounding. So what is this fact? What is the dimension? You may be asking. In our data, which are all master, they can be called as dimensions. For example, let me tell you region. I want to say category, subcategory, maybe any kind of a measure or any kind of a master, we can call it as dimension. So inside that we are having only fact. Fact is measuring the dimension. For example, the same sales, sum of sales, I can say same sum of sales is being measured by what? It is measuring customer wise, region wise, time wise, month wise. So like that we are saying, can you see this? So that is a concept of dimension. So you write measure only one time and then you can use the same measure for anything, any dimension. So that's the concept. So that's why entire formulas are written using DAX formula. So DAX, if I want to start, it will take at least 10 days or maybe 20 days. It's a course up. You have to learn as a course. But better start as early as possible. Okay. So you have to definitely learn about it. If you want to consider huge data, 100% verification, I want to do auditing with a scientifically, I want to do it. Satisfaction. Okay. I want some kind of satisfaction after doing audit. Then you need such kind of tools. Today, see, some 5 years before, these tools were not available, but today we are having these tools in our hands. So that's what we try to use it. So for example, here I have made the name as F sales table because fact, okay, fact sales table. So let me go to query here. At least let me make only one pivot. Okay, so because we have spent more time on Power Query itself, so let us go for Power Pivot at least one time. I want to show only single demo. So we have fact sales table. So let me go to source again. Let me make a duplicate here, or otherwise I will make a query, a new query file with the Excel notebook. Let us get the sample data 01. I want the other also category, place, segment, customer. So all these are dimensions. That's why I put it as D. So fact and D dimension. So let us say all these are dimensions. So category, customer, okay. So place, segment, shipping mode. So all of them are dimensions. I think I have missed out one dimension. So which is the dimension? Let us see. Category, subcategory. Okay. So I think category is available. Category, subcategory is there. I put this one. Yes. Okay, whatever it is, not a problem. Segment is there, not a problem. So we have these many dimensions. So fact table is already there. Press OK. So now we have got all the dimensions here. Okay. So fact table, dimension table, both of them are brought inside. So here we have fact sales table, which is containing some data. So and then D category, dimension category. So category, subcategory. So this is what I am telling about it. Okay. Category, subcategory is actually a dimension, subdimension. So this can be called as what? A star schema. Okay. Let me say what is star schema. So let me quickly tell about it. Okay. So I want to say transform, use first row as headers. Customer, let me add that also as first row as a header. Go to place. I want this also already is maybe like this. So segment. So let's go for segment as the first row as the header. Shipping mode also let us promote it to first row. That's all. Our transform is over. Now let me say close and load to. So entire data will be loaded where? Is what it asks here. I think it has come here. Okay, D category and all. So now let us try to load this. So I want to load. Okay, load to only create connection. Add this data to data model. Once I press OK. Now all these are added to data model. Loading data, loading data, loading data. So this one is only connection. Does load that also. Category, customer, place, segment, shipping mode. Everything is loaded. Can you see this? All of them are loaded. Okay. Then I want to load this also. Right click, load to. Only create connection, add this data. So now it becomes a very big data model. I have added these many tables into a data model. Can you see this? So 9,900 rows added. This is added. These are all added. Now let us go to Power Pivot. I want to manage the data model. So now let us go for category, customer, places, segment, shipping mode, sales table. So we have huge data available. Go to diagrammatic view. Now I am seeing the entire data like this. So can you see this? This is what I am telling about the data modeling. Go to bring the data, fact sales table in the middle. So fact table in the middle, category, and here we are having a column called subcategory. So subcategory to subcategory I can connect. So now it becomes one to many. So this is what we are telling, one to many. Customer ID to customer ID, let us connect. So customer name, address, all these things may be available. So let me say customer ID to customer ID. So our entire customers, clients data also we can do this. Tally ODBC, one time only you are doing, then you can do it. Okay. So customer ID to customer ID. Any data you want, you can get it. That's the power. Okay. So then place. So which place? I think it is postal code to postal code. Yes. So postal code to postal code. Automatically I can get the state details. I can get the city details. So that's really amazing. One to many. So now segment to segment. So let us put like this. Same way shipping mode to shipping mode. Now very important. Time is also a dimension. So that is why we have to create a time dimension also. How to create a time dimension? Go to design here. Let us create a data table, date table. So I can say date table. System will automatically create an entire date table. So can you see? Really amazing. Date, year, month number, month. So Excel is having a wonderful modeling of date here. So date hierarchy it has created, day of the week, month, year, everything has created. So let us say this date is equal to order date. That's all. Now time dimension is also being used here. Okay. So fact table surrounded by dimension table. Can you see that it is a star schema? So this is what we are talking about. Okay. So star schema. One time only we are doing. Then I can ask any kind of question. Okay. So let us go to our pivot table. So home pivot table. I want to create a new pivot table in a new worksheet. So can you see this, friends? Have you ever seen a pivot table like this? So having multiple tables. So let us put the fact sales table a measure. So that is what I am talking about, the measure. We can create a measure inside the Excel itself, or I can create here itself a new measure. So I want to add a new measure. The table name can be of fact sales table. So in the fact sales table, I want to add a measure. What is a measure? Measure can be total sales. So what is the total sales? Total sales is equal to sum of what? Sum of fact sales table total. That's all. Amount sales. Okay. Very simple. So just like Excel formula only, this is DAX actually. DAX is equal to Excel. Okay, not equal to Excel, similar to Excel. So it's an analysis expression function. So check the formula. It is actually no errors. Okay. So I can format it. That's what I'm telling. Currency with 0 decimals. So that's what I'm telling. So sum of these entire sales table sales. Let us say okay. Now, can you see this also being calculated here in the fact sales table? You are having a measure now. So can you see this f of x? That measure can be used every time, and that is always using this format. That's really amazing. Okay. In other words, calculated values can be now stored. So that's powerful. So now let me put what? Let us create a this one. First of all, let me load what? Maybe a pivot table. So I want to find out maybe segment wise. So let us go for segment wise sales. Put the segment in the rows. Now we are having segment wise rows, just like our pivot table. Hope you can get it. So can you see this? Segment is coming from one table, whereas a fact sales table is coming from one table. That's what I'm telling. Fact is measuring the segment. So this fact total sales is using the measure to measure the segment. Suppose I want to create a new pivot table. So we can add a pivot chart also. Let me again go to our manage the data pivot table. I want a chart and pivot table for 4 charts. Let us use 4 charts here. Can you see this? I want to put 4 charts at the same time. Okay, dashboarding. So now I want to say category wise sales and profit. So let us say category wise, category in the maybe the axis. So category I want it in the axis and the sales in the values. So now you are seeing category wise sales. If I want the profit also, let us put the profit also side by side. So now we are seeing category wise sales and profit. Let us put the maybe state wise, okay, or region wise. So I want the region wise. Put the region maybe here. Okay. In this table, let us put the region wise. Just on a like a dashboard you are seeing now. Okay, region wise sales and profit. So I want to use this one for maybe the year wise. So entire data hierarchy you can use, or I want only the year. Okay. I can see only year, okay, which year it is. Year in the axis, and then I want to see the sales table. Now you are having this. So year wise, year on year, how it is increasing 14, 15, 16, 17. So sales and profit also let us put. Okay, let us use this one. So here I want to use a line chart or area chart. So how much is the sales and thing? Okay, let us go for date hierarchy. Let us go for month and year. Okay, I want the month and year like this. Let us put the sales table, sales and profit, sales, profit. So let us make it as an area chart. So let us convert this to format with a change the chart type. I want it to be area chart, sales and purchase, sales and profit. Okay. So now with a simple thing, we have created a simple dashboard in 5 minutes. Okay, it's possible. Like we can add a slicer, okay, like our anything, okay, we can do it, and we can filter here itself, region wise, which region you want. I want only central, east, okay, south and west only I want, and south and west only you are seeing here. but the data is not available in Excel. It is available inside the data model. Power BI is it is also business intelligence. Power BI is a visualization tool only. So there it is not a, there also it is only Power Query and then Power Pivot. So let me tell about it if you want. So Power BI is equal to Power Query plus Power Pivot plus Power BI visuals. Okay, Power BI is a visualization tool, data visualization tool only. So Power BI visuals, and it is a dashboarding tool. Dashboards can be ported to Microsoft Web Service or your own website. So that can be from there we can see it. Okay, so it's a web service. So automatically, whenever people are updating the data, a CEO or CFO can see it in the in his tab in his mobile phone. Okay, such a kind of tool it is. So many corporates are going towards this Power BI concept. How can we export this to PowerPoint? Okay, you want to export this to PowerPoint, you can save it like, okay, so you can just connect with the PowerPoint slide, so there you can use it. Okay, so just to copy paste that the same way that we are using our own Excel. But I don't think we need if you are using Power BI directly, you can save the file as PowerPoint file, or maybe you can save it as a PDF file. But here I think we can copy and paste the entire thing to PowerPoint. Okay, so let me go here. So I can copy the entire thing, copy and paste it to a PowerPoint. Okay, so that I think we can do it. So file, so go to a new blank presentation. So let me paste it here. Now it is coming here. Okay, suppose I change the data here also, it will change, I think so. But linked connection, I hope so it is available. Okay. But today people are not using PowerPoint, sir, only a dashboard. Okay. We can straight away show the Excel dashboard. That's how it is. Yes, friends, any doubts? How much time it will take, sir? It's a very what I can say, it's your learning interest and all. Maybe maximum 15 days to 1 month, not more than that. Okay. Even then, if you are spending some 15 to 30 minutes a day, not more than that. Okay. 15 to 30 minutes a day, 10 to 15 or 20 days. There is no other ways, sir. Office 365 or Google Sheets, we go to use it. Okay. Where to learn Power Query? Super, sir. Okay, let me try to share the link like this. So I can share it here itself. Okay, so it's a wonderful YouTube channel. So let me go to YouTube. So it's a wonderful playlist. Let me share it with you. So this is a playlist. Okay, full advanced data analytical course using Power BI, Power Query, Power Pivot, DAX, MCode. So wonderful videos. Certainly there are 80 videos. So each and every video is 12 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, even 20 minutes. So something like that. Every day, if you are seeing one, it is only step by step it is going. So advanced data analysis and Power BI, Power Query, Power Pivot, DAX, MCode, everything is being taught here. So this is a playlist. I can put it in the chat box if you want. Okay. I think chat box is available. So let me put it here.
Put it in question box too, sir. Better.
Question
I'll
box.
copy it. I'll copy it. I'll copy it.
Okay, okay, so. This is where I have learned, sir. Okay. In the lockdown period, one day, one video. That's how I have learned. Yes, friends. Hope you have learned something. So it's only in 3 hours we cannot talk about the Power Query, Power Pivot. But anyway, so they have given this wonderful topic. So that's why I have even chosen it. But make one step at least. Okay, at least one step at a time. You can learn these things. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Arun Kumar. Thank you. Yes, yes. Thank you, friends.
Thank you so much, sir. So are we done
Thank
with the session, sir? And Selva
I
here.
think there are no more questions. I have given my phone number and all. So
Yes, sir,
anybody
please.
contacting, you can contact me. So thank you, please.
Oh,
So
okay. So thank you, sir. Our secretary is unable to join as he's traveling back. So we
not a,
take a privilege for proposing vote of thanks, sir. And we look forward to have a hands-on session physically in SIRC also in future. So we look forward to your support, sir, as you
okay.
always
If you
do
are
for
coming to
continuously
Chennai,
doing for SIRC.
yes, sir. Yes, correct.
And look forward to have you in physical session, sir. Thank you so much for excellent session, sir, and hands-on trainings.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.